Well, great to have you both. For those watching online, I'm here with Lisa Stockton-Wilson and Doc Hammer of Requiem In White, who are releasing their first album under the name in over 30 years. And the
So
album's
true.
called The Visible Heaven, and it's going to be out on Circle Music on May 21st. So I know it's preceded
Hey,
by... Go
hey,
ahead.
Frank, did you get an advance?
I did get a slight advance, so I have heard it. It's very good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I don't want to be working in the blind here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Actually, Frank his name is on our re-release of a hymnal
yeah.
of remembrance because he helped us find some demo tapes that we couldn't find.
That's right.
I know that because I had to type it. That's how I know that. I had no idea Frank did. I saw his name, like, oh, Frank.
Yeah,
You're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, now I found I've had the 12-inch for quite a while, and the tape I found, like, I want to say 2018 in a record store just hanging out, so I was able to grab that. And that's and I didn't have any of the earlier demo tapes, but I think maybe you have had some help with those along the way.
You know what's funny about that is I came into that late. Lisa began that process, and she informs me of this. He's like, "Do you want to do graphics?" I'm like, "Yes, I do," because I'm a control freak.
So much
But
fun.
all those tapes and stuff, I'm looking at them, and they're sending me back, like, "Oh, here's like the mastering of it." Never listened to any of it, and I have all those tapes plus, and I could have made great copies, but I just couldn't get the energy up to be like, "Why do we need Frank? I have all this stuff." I could have done it myself, but that tells you a lot about me. I am just not.
Well, the other thing that tells you about you is how many times I've texted and emailed you about things and you never get back to me. So it's partially why I just went ahead and
Yes. Well, Lisa, you are no stranger to my horrible behavior.
No, I'm not a stranger at all.
You have unfortunately had to deal with it for more time than most people.
Since childhood.
That didn't come out as any kind of mystery to you. They're like, oh, Doc's going to completely ignore everything till the last minute.
No. That's why I was like, all right, I'm going to give it a certain amount of time at this point, and then I'm just going to go do it.
Well, but I'll tell you this, I was duly appalled by what I heard, which is the main catalyst for this reunion, is that I listened to that stuff. I'm like, this is pure amateur hour. And it was like mixed by committee, and it's terrible. And it's like, we sounded so good live. Like Lisa, people used to think Lisa had auto-tune. I'm like, yeah, we can afford auto-tune in 1992.
Was there auto-tune in 1992? Was it?
No.
There was, but
I don't remember it.
To have it live would be super expensive.
How would you even do that? No, there's no way.
Well, people, who knows? But Lisa, she had perfect pitch live. It was so powerful. And then I listened to that record, and it sounds like we recorded in like a shoebox. It's so bad. And I didn't want our legacy to stop with that. I go, I can't. People can't go, Requiem in White, let me listen to it. Oh, nope, I don't care. That's awful.
And that's funny because I only knew the records. I never saw Requiem in White live in the 90s. I was too young. I was a baby. So I think the first time I ever saw you live was more Syphilitic at Project Fest. I was telling Lisa, and that was you guys were so good then. It was so loud and powerful. And I remember hearing the records, which were a little more, a little more acoustic, a little more mandolin on there than Requiem does. And damn though. So so it's funny that you say you're don't love the records so much because it's all I knew.
Well, the songs were fine. I mean, it was we were okay, but live there was this magic. Lisa was perfect. It was eerie perfect. And Chris was like, it's just technically so much better than I was. And I was like, I was the weak link in that band.
You are not the weak link. You're amazing.
No, I was. Lisa, you got to wake up to the reality of it. I was the worst player and the loudest instrument.
No, come on.
I leaned into my inability to play. Like, I couldn't play a lead if God himself came down and begged me to.
I'll tell you right now, there's not a person in that audience that thought that.
Well, in my head, I'm like, I am ruining Requiem in White, but I had this like super heavy guitar sound that I think was the right thing. It was every other band of that era did not use heavy rock guitars. They just didn't. It was a lot of like that angular McGeoch kind of playing of that time, which of course I love. But and Keith Levine, you know what I'm talking about.
Sure, of course.
But nobody was just playing these like monster lowy power chords. It just wasn't happening.
Love
So
it.
I think
Oh my
with
God.
Lisa's voice and like these monster power chords and Chris's overplaying and usually whatever rented drummer we had at the time, if not a pure drum machine, that was the Requiem in White sound. And live, it was monstrous.
I always likened it to Black Sabbath with an opera singer, which is my favorite band in the world. So
it was Black Sabbath that didn't blow every one of their riffs in one song.
Right.
Or do a lot of blow.
Yeah, we didn't do any blow. We just used like, you know, 2 riffs in a song. Black Sabbath, they would just like change key, change everything and go into another like
go into a whole other song.
Yeah, like this could be a whole song, guys. You don't have to like you're gonna make more records. Don't waste it. They had a lot of riffs. We did not have a lot of riffs. But yeah, live it sounded like Sabbath. It was just really, really heavy.
Really heavy.
So you leaned more into the first record than you did Technical Ecstasy, is what you're saying then.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Typo Negative and you know the metal bands loved us and asked us to open for them, you know, at different shows like the Limelight. And I'm looking up at the balcony and there's what's his name from Metallica with Peter Steele, the black-haired guitar guy.
Kirk Hammett, right?
Yeah, they're just watching us.
Kirk Hammett bought a t-shirt.
Damn.
He
collects like really old t-shirts. So he has the gold DMF logo.
No,
like
shit.
Just like he has like the full old logo. It doesn't say Requiem. Kirk Hammett bought that because it looks badass.
So it didn't say Requiem. You're talking. So is this an early promotional effort? Then you're saying
this is how good we were at promotion that our shirts didn't say our name.
Well, that. I guess curious how then you reissued this at all. Then you did Circle Music. Did they seek who they get in touch with? How did this even start?
They contacted me a few years ago because they're a really huge fan of all my stuff, and they wanted to re-release my solo album Dakini, which is a lot of actual medieval songs I got from the Carmina Burana. It's some Indian ragas that I learned, and just a kind of an ethereal mix. Yeah, thank you.
It's a good record. Kate, nobody sent me one, Lisa, but
couldn't find you.
I found it. I found it on YouTube and listened to it. I'm like, nice, good.
Shit,
it's good. I mean, when Requiem split. One of the reasons it split is that Lisa and I were like a machine of feeding off each other. And we were, at that point, we were so into like Pro Ars Nova and all this medieval music and Steel Eye Span. Do you remember
I love Steel Eye Span. Yeah.
We could not get it out of our heads. It was just so much Maddie Pryor, so much Gale. And so we started getting into like early music, and that's why More Syphilitica had a very different sound than Requiem. Is that
the NCS before that you did a whole album.
Yeah, and NCS was just the blatherings of a post-pubescent lunatic.
Beautiful!
I like that record. Yeah,
I've said it before. I'll say it again. That should never have been a release. That should have been like some weird private masturbatory thing that I just left, and it's interesting, but it's like too fucking weird to be released.
It's beautiful. People love it. Oh my god!
All right, you guys are high.
I've always been a fan of that one, so I'm not helping.
It's too weird. We performed it at Skep. Do you remember Skep?
Yeah, that downstairs.
Skep was this club in like
Soho?
Downtown Manhattan. It's like in Soho, and off like 6th, and it was all covered in beeswax. And I think we were playing with most of the people in Crime in the City Solution.
You were?
Yes. I don't know if Simon Bonnie played, though. There was like some offshoot thing happened.
What is already an offshoot band, but an offshoot of an offshoot.
It's an offshoot of an offshoot.
How do I not do this? I love them. What the hell?
Yeah, and they were, you were not paying attention. And then we played, and everybody afterwards was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And then it was the last day we ever thought about it. We're like, fuck this.
I'll tell you what. Okay, so we finish. There's a whole sword ceremony. It was nuts.
It was bananas.
And We literally got chased down the street to our friend's store when they're pounding on the door to give us the secrets of the universe. You know something.
Oh yeah, no, there were
something.
Yeah, there were people had never seen like a live ritual with music, which is what the NCS was.
Yeah, like
it was
the
like
Beatles. It was like the Beatles.
It was an art. Yeah, it was an artistic take on ritual magic.
Yeah.
That and it was through music and through like this universal passion that we're tapping into. But it was so badass. And we had like robes made and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was we leaned so high into the aesthetics that I didn't realize people would take it seriously.
Well, they sure did.
It was an art statement.
I mean, in the 90s, everything was sincere, right? I mean, like that's kind of what was so good about some of the bands, and especially your bands. It wasn't. I didn't find anything like ironic or like the Age of Devos and stuff like that. It was kind of, there was this real sincerity to music then. So
but this is
I have
so many people join cults. I mean, it's so easy. It's so easy to start a cult, and we saw that night how we didn't even try.
Yeah, it was. If I had any kind of less self-deprecation and loathing, I would have been like, follow me. As far as sincerity goes, we were dead serious. I'm still dead serious. Yeah. There's no reason to put out anything if you don't care. So as far as like teary-eyed sincerity and high drama, which became people were ashamed of meaning anything. Requiem and any of the stuff, even Lisa, everything we did was dead serious, like
comedy films.
Yeah. That's why I enjoy doing Venture Brothers so much, so I could just loosen up. It was so serious.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. And I remember meeting you guys the first time at Project Fest. I was kind of amazed with how fun you were outside of that, despite that. So yeah, it's good to have to explore both those sides, but keep the music to be highly serious. So what got you two working together as Requiem again? Was it the reissue that helped spark that? And
here's a story in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Lisa had a long time working with Circle, and then I kind of got involved. So I'm looking through old photos and stuff. There's a nostalgic element, and I'm listening to these old songs. So I'm now thinking about Requiem, and then I heard them. I'm like, this is not what Requiem was. So over the election, I was just horrified and helpless, and I needed something to do so I wouldn't fucking go bananas. And I started writing without even talking to Lisa. I just started writing. Look, either she's going to be like, yes, or she's going to be like, no.
He knows I'm not going to say no to that music.
Yeah, who would say no?
Who says no to that music?
Yeah. So I started working on it. And then I tried to call her, and Lisa will not pick up the phone when I call. This is the first time I've talked to her in person in years. And she never picks up the phone when I call, because like the last time we talked, somebody died. So anytime she sees my number come up, she's like, "Oh, a friend died. Somebody died. I don't want to deal with this now."
Was that Haji or my mom? Well, Haji, right?
Yeah.
Or mom?
Well, Haji, Chris, your mom. Like, we kept talking to each other. Lisa and I were married and we had a divorce, but we never became bitter. We were always very, very friendly, and we always had like this love and respect that never went away. That never goes away. If you really like somebody enough to fucking marry them, my estimation is you're always going to fucking like them. And we did. We always loved each other. Yeah. So there was no like animosity or anything. It was just simply she was living her life, I was living mine. So I finally got a hold of her through text, and she's very brief in text, and it was like, yeah. I'm like, okay, all right, we're in. And then I sent her the stuff and waited for months. And
I told you how long it would take me. I'm in the middle of producing one film and post-production of another film.
As much as I know that, you remember that I have a propensity to wind myself up into a tightly tuned top that at any point will start spinning. And I did. So I'm thinking like, I'm talking to AI. Lisa, this isn't even Lisa. Nothing's coming back. This is a bot. And then I get the tracks. Like months later, I get one track, and I'm tremulous with putting it like put it on my tracks, put it in just for like the first raw, like how do they sound? And I'm like, boom, she sounds perfect. There's like there's like nothing to do but like leveling and stuff that needs, it needs almost nothing to
Well,
just,
that's
it's
very kind.
EQ and listen, Lisa, your voice is a shining example of perfection that has never been matched.
I don't understand how.
It's Lisa Gerard, it's Elizabeth Fraser, and you. That's the Trinity. I'm telling you, nobody sounds like you. And there's a lot of bands that tried this like opera thing, but your tone is so unique. Nothing sounds like it. It's not like you're a girl like, I can kind of sing opera and you're just faking it. It's like, no, this is the sound of my voice. It's amazing. I'll blow as much wind as you want. It was such a treat.
It's embarrassing, but I'll take it.
I'm telling you, it was such a treat. Like those songs were written for you. You know what I mean? Like I wrote so many complex harmonies because I'm like, I need this. I want Lisa to finally get these layers and the strength that she wasn't getting in the old records. The old records could have been recorded live. They should have been recorded live. I don't even know why we bothered not recording them live, because there was like one vocal track and it was buried.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're recorded for you. Like, this is what I want to hear again. This is the stuff that
beautiful.
If we had time to do it back then and we had a good producer back then, this is what we would have sounded like. But we had no producer. Nobody cared.
No.
We had mixing by committee, and some of the songs suffered.
You used a 4-track for a lot of it.
All the demos were done in 4-track, but when we finally recorded like the CD, which is included on the record, that was done half at Don Hill's studio back when he was on Spring Street. And all the live guitars and drums and stuff were done there. And then overdubs and vocals were done on either 8 or 16 tracks at Chris's apartment, who had ADAT. Do you remember ADAT, Lisa?
Sort of.
It's a bunch of daisy-chained VHS tapes that never worked. And it was like early digital technology. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
So, Doc, you did all the instruments. Did you have every track? It's like, what, 10 tracks long? Did you have the whole thing done before you passed it along to Lisa? And then what if she said no?
Yeah. If she said no, look, if you took all the songs I've never done something with, I could fill 50 albums. Like, I just record compulsively. Nobody cares about what I do. I release an album every 2 years to no aplomb, no fanfare.
Hey,
I was there for that.
I just put out a Weep vinyl.
I'm telling you, it's the algorithm. We're doomed. We're buried on purpose.
No, there's no algorithm. We just didn't give a shit, and we didn't know how to promote ourselves. And the fact that we're still doing it is because, our songs got on mixtapes, and we were promoted the old-fashioned way of fans talking about like, oh, you think you know goth? Do you know Requiem in White? We were like we're a test. You know what I mean? You'd go down that list, and then you'd finally go, what about Requiem in White? And everyone's like, I never heard. Yeah, you'd be like, I never heard of them. Like, yeah, because you're a poser and I'm cool. So I know Requiem.
Did you see this, by the way? This box set? Yeah, the box set that I helped put together that is on Cherry Red that has you on it.
I sent him one.
Yeah.
You did not send me one. Where did you send it?
Dude, I'm telling you, I sent you one, and I was like, look, we're on with like Cocteau Twins and blah, blah, blah.
I got the look we're on, but I didn't. I got that from an email, but I never got. It doesn't matter what I do and don't have. It doesn't matter. That is such nonsense.
Because I sent it. It's not in my house anymore.
I 100% believe you. Somebody's enjoying it that isn't me.
We have an old. Like, check out the photo. We got the photo and everything in there.
Yeah, that's classic. That was taken by Jason Ledgard.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Jason Ledgard was taking, or a friend in where Jason was. We went up to play in Vermont at Jason's school by Jason's request.
Bennington.
And we were treated like royalty, but it was just, it was a show, but it was really nice to play at college. They actually pay you.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It was really nice.
So what kind of questions do you have, Frank? Because I'll just reminisce if you don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is great so far. Happy to have do all the reminiscing. I didn't know how much you wanted to talk about the past, because I think in general the record sounds exactly like, I mean, like you said already, you've said already that it's meant to be like a proper document of how you wanted to sound. Doc, you did all the instruments. That's great. But like, it's great that you're like honoring that, but not in a nostalgic way. So was it really hard to get back into that mindset of writing like that and recording like that again?
I thought it would be. I was like, how did I used to do this? Because I was just like I was like a knucklehead writing like, simple guitar parts. But I just kind of remember Chris, our old bass player, Christopher Walsh, who was in Motor and Judith, I think was his most known thing. He taught me to care about bass. Like he's literally Requiem started as a high school band. We were kids. So it was Chris's enthusiasm about bass that got me interested in bass. And we had these like touchstones of like what a bass should sound like. Like for us, it was like this punchiness of the Stranglers bass, you know, that Rickenbacker sound.
Yeah.
And it was, there's a band that nobody's going to know, but Chris and I were influenced by them called Rash of Stabbings. They were a band from Rhode Island. They were as tall as their hair was. These like, and they had this great. It was like a Music Man Stingray through a, you know, a stack of 8x10s. Are there 10x8? The big music, not Ampeg SVT setup with a little bit of chorus, and it sounded like somebody threw a cannonball at a piano. It was so good.
I loved it.
And Jamie Stewart from the Cult, back from like Death Cult days, also had that sound. And Chris and I were just gaga for that like punchy bass sound, and we shared it. And Chris had a style of playing that, like, I played with him for a decade. How long did we play together?
I had like 20 years. I don't know.
Requiem was like a decade.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it was a decade.
Yeah.
We started playing in 84, 85 as high school kids. Yeah. And left in 80. So it was like a decade of just knowing one bass sound, and that he had a very specific style of playing. And that was the style I learned because he was the guy who basically got me to care about bass. So playing Chris's parts was very not easy, but like so knowable because we shared something. Playing the drums with all our drummers, the drum parts were written by Chris and I. Like we didn't always have drummers.
You were on the machine, I remember.
Yeah, we played them on the machine, and since breaking up Morse and all that kind of stuff, I just learned how to drum. I've been drumming for 20 years. I still don't think I'm a drummer because I'm not a drummer, because I set it up weird and I record a lot singly, and I isolate my all my cymbals are done differently. I do my kick out in one pass, the toms are done in one pass, but it's all I still record actual drums. I'm just doing it.
That was actual drums? That wasn't
real drumming.
Machine.
Yeah, I wonder.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I've been real drumming for a long time. I think you can hear it because my flam is huge. Like every time I hit a drum, it's that. I can't hit it at the same time because I'm terrible. Yeah. So
drum machine.
It's like you lean into your faults. That's what you do. It's like I can't. So a lot of it is that kind of drumming. It's all tom-tom, a lot of double tom-tom, and I cannot hit these things at the same time. So the flam is really wide, and if I get a really great pass, I'll loop it. I'm not ashamed to throw in some Kevin Shields version of drumming where you're like, that's good, loop it.
Loop it. Yeah. Sometimes
I'm okay with that.
Save yourself like that.
So the playing is like standard old Requiem. I was trying to get as close to like the old sounds as we could. I brought the Les Paul out for the writing, but the neck is starting to twist. Cry for Me Argentina, man. That's like a 1969 Les Paul custom, and the neck is to start to go
my God.
That's
It's a
a
nightmare.
shame. It's a shame.
Tonight.
Oh
So I did it on my secret guitar that played a lot of Requiem stuff, which was an old SG that I used in Requiem.
The hollow body?
No, the one that looks like a brown piece of furniture.
Do you have it in that room that I could see it?
No.
This is the pre-Gretsch days too, right? Like, and I know you played Gretsch for
there
a
was
while.
never a pre-Gretsch day. I used to keep buying the cheapest Gretches and playing them live, and they would just feed back so much, and I'd put it aside. And it's like I always switch guitars. I'm known for the Les Paul because it was my first guitar, but I played in Requiem. I played an SG. I played a Gretsch. I played a Gibson hollow body with a single cutaway that looked like a 175, but it was thinner. Lisa knows there's just guitars laying around, and I always thought like this is going to be the next good sounding guitar, and it always went back to the Les Paul because all the other guitars were finicky nonsense.
Yeah, and we just love that raw sound, that Les Paul raw.
And it looked cool. I had this like Art Nouveau flower painted on it. It was a good looking guitar.
Love that guitar. Love that guitar.
Well, it's garbage now, Lisa. It's in my basement.
Garbage.
I'd have this. Now it's garbage.
Garbage.
Now it's garbage.
So yes, since you were writing like with that mindset in mind, and was it hard to like not let any like modern influences?
No, I was so
Yeah?
surprised, Frank. I was so surprised because I had come up with like a plan because I'm a lunatic and I couldn't just make a record. I had to make a scenario. I had to make a story. So my story was that Requiem in White put out our last CD and somebody cared. Somebody gave a crap, and they paid for us to go to Sound City, and Butch Vig goes, all right, I think I can make you guys sound like the way you want, but you're going to have to do a lot more overdubbing. And we're like, okay. And that's the way I did it. So when writing came, I was in knucklehead writing mode, like old Eric Hammer knucklehead writing mode. And then when it came to like arranging and production, I put on the Doc Hammer, like thoughtful, like this is how things should be arranged. And with writing these vocal melodies and stuff, I just threw. I stopped caring if Lisa could do it. I'm like, you can do this. You can do this. So I gave her like really.
I was hating you. I was like, fuck you the whole time.
Yeah, but look how good it sounds. Sounds so good. You're perfect.
That's part of why it took me so long to get it back to you. I was like, are you fucking kidding me with this?
Well, you sounded great. And that's the way we used to do it. We used to always throw all this stuff at her.
You don't credit yourself enough, but that when I heard that music, I said, this is a classical composer. I want to see you do some classical work and get out there.
Nobody cares. Oh, Lisa.
I disagree.
It's a demand of one.
Hello, hi.
Okay, it's a demand of two, and of all our fans.
3.
Yeah, there's probably 3 somewhere out there. No, well, let me tell you, when the first song I did for that was the Missa Brevis was the first song I did for that. Or the Missa Brevis, which that was the song I always wanted to do in Requiem, which was like just use rock as the instruments, but the format is pure classical music. Like I wanted to make it sound like classical. It's got a really weird time signature. All our songs do. We're in swing. Do you know that? The Requiem was always in swing time. Like when I'm writing, I'm like, God, we always had this like lifty Andy beat, which is probably another reason why everybody hated us. You know what I mean? Here's Cocteau Twins write in like 3/4. It's like it's like this.
Waltzes. Yeah.
It's these waltzes, and we write in swing time. Everyone loves the Cocteau Twins. Everyone's like, screw Requiem in White. Swing time's stupid.
Well, I don't know. I don't think most people don't like opera, so when they hear my voice, they either make fun of it or they're just like, I don't know.
You are the most divisive part of the band, which is why I love it. I love it because people love our band, not because of me, because of you. They won't listen to our band, not because of me, because of you. You are the most hated and most loved part.
I mean, one of my favorite bands ever is Cranes, and that's a very divisive vocal too. It's a very different vocal, but it's a very divisive sound. It's either you love her or you hate her.
Exactly.
It's a very similar vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
Lisa,
Yeah,
Lisa, do you remember when I thought the singer was for the Cranes? There was no internet, dude. You didn't know who was doing anything. Like the first time I was listening to Cranes, I'm like, I think it's a guy doing a baby voice.
Yeah,
and then
I was pretty
we
sure.
could, yeah. And then we talked to like these old friends who have like, no, that's a girl. I'm like, oh, I liked it so much better when it was a guy.
Or just some weird midget, like whoever sang the the song in Eraserhead.
Yeah, like just somebody with a mouthful of cornflakes.
Everything is fine.
I can vouch she talks like that. I've talked to her twice, and both times that's her voice. So it's, you know.
Well, the great singers, their voice and their singing voice, you can always hear it.
Yeah.
Like if you ever hear an interview with like a Brian Molko, you're like, oh, that's why you sing like that. That is your voice.
Yeah, he definitely has
who's that
nasal.
Placebo.
He's very nasal. He talks like that. Absolutely. Exactly. So good call.
That's what your vocal teacher tells you. I'll go into the technical part. Your singing voice should be an extension of your speaking voice. Definitely.
Yeah, that's why nobody sounds like you, Lisa. That's exactly why. That is your throat making that sound, not you're not mimicking it.
Well, Lisa, I'd love to talk about the lyrics too, since the music seemed to very.
He presented me with full songs. I was like, whoa! Wow,
you made it really easy for her.
Easy because
I'm not trying to do everything, but the problem with Requiem is that there was a lot of committee writing, which is like, here's my part, then you write your part, then you write your part, and at the end of that, the song has lost its momentum because it really, if it's good, it's because somebody decided not to be clever. Like my favorite old Requiem song is Centuries. That is like this. It's to me, it's like, that's a masterpiece. It's so fucking hard. And it's because nobody decided to be clever. Like we're all playing the same thing. It's just da 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 da. That's it. There's no like on top, nothing.
No.
And the problem with when you write is that you can either write the music first and then put the lyrics on top, and the lyrics are the vocal melody. So you've waited to the very end to do the thing that people actually sing. So I wrote most of this album on piano because that way you can run through the possibilities. And hilariously, I played a game because nothing with me is sane. Every song is in a different key. I just chose different keys. I'm like F sharp minor. This is going to be in D flat, but it's Dorian, and so they're all done in different keys. And the vocal melody is a lot of times where I started because I'm like, I know how Lisa sings. We played together for 20 years, right? Like easily. We were in so many bands together.
I'd say the super cool Andrew Lloyd Webber and Sarah Brightman.
Yeah, exactly. With less like weird bowl haircuts and and weird 60s wear well into the 70s. Yeah. So I wanted to write them as complete songs, as if a whole band was sitting around bouncing off each other. And that's not the way Requiem worked. Somebody brought in something, and that's the way it was, except in the later Requiem, I had a 4-track. So Lisa and I were showing up with full demos of like bass part, drum part, her singing. So the way Requiem end, by the last CD, this is how I was writing, just writing by recording. So it wasn't different, but I wrote the lyrics, but for Lisa, like there was the lyrics were meant for her to sing.
Yeah.
I wanted it.
This reminds me of a classical composer, like a Mozart or somebody would come with everything done. The music is done. The sheet music is done, and the lyrics are done, and that's what I see it as. And now that is so challenging, the music. Had I had to also write lyrics while I'm trying to produce 2 films,
could have done it. I wanted it to be really easy for you too, because you were in the middle of like post and pre-production, so it's like that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I knew you had limited time, so I'm like, and I knew you could read sheet, so I sent her sheet music, and like sheet music, Frank. Sheet music.
I mean, I haven't seen that in a long time, as far as anybody.
It's amazing. Yeah.
sheet music. Like it's all laid out. I played it on piano for her.
Yeah.
So she could hear it with the song, and then a sheet music to keep her sober, and then another lyric sheet. I don't know how she records, but
yeah. Say, do you have it? Like, let's see if we can find it.
It's bananas. And she printed it.
Yeah.
I would have read it. I'm lazy. I read it off a screen.
Oh no, because I'm happy.
Wow.
There it is.
I have a music stand, and I was doing it like that.
She's a professional.
Well, it's well loved. Look at it. It's seen some wear and tear.
Yeah. There you go. Generated by my own hand.
I was so impressed and blown away because I've sung a ton of opera, I've sung a ton of oratorio, classical, blah blah blah, and I was just like, whoa, this is a world-class composer here. You need to.
This is why I'm telling you. This is why we were able to do Requiem in White, NCS, more Syphilitica, because Lisa is so supportive. She's so supportive. People ask, like, what was it like working with Lisa? I'm like, it was like working with a cheerleader, a masseuse, a band member. She would come in with ideas and walk away when the ideas were like, she was like, she's literally, if anybody wants to be in a band with Lisa, you're gonna be so happy. She's the perfect partner. She knows when to come in, when to step back. She would leave the apartment for days so I could work on a song, because like I didn't want to have people walking around, because I get really into what I do. Literally the best person to be in a band with. That was the one thing I lamented the most during Weep. And I was in a lot of bands, but I worked alone, and there was, when you're done, you're just like, yay, and nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. And you just don't know what to do. You want to kind of like pat yourself on the back. It's hard. Being in a band it's an echo chamber of enthusiasm. You know what I mean? And when you're young and in a band, everyone's like, we're great. And when you're an old dude making music, you're basically thinking, nobody cares. And then you remember, wait a second, I care. I care so deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got really, 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 really lucky doing music with you all those years, and I thought that would never happen again. I've got to say the one person that it did happen again with was Steve-O for Radiana.
You got so lucky. Because Steve-O was he's a musical genius.
Yes.
And he was in a band called Chopper. And yeah, if any of you want to go on the internet, find Caitlin Cries by Chopper. It is a pop masterpiece. It's a pop masterpiece. And it's fun. It sounds like an old 60s garage band. It's so good. But Steve had the same humor that Lisa and I had. He had the same abilities. Steve and I used to just, I need guitar friends in my life. I need a person that I can send a text going, like the new SG came out and the pickups aren't good, and someone can send back going, yeah, but the finish is really good. Have you seen this? So it's like, I need to talk about guitars. I'm a guitar geek. Steve and I had an open channel of gear geeking that never stopped. Till the day Steve died, we did not stop. He was in a hospital talking about gear. He's that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Steve. He's also in a band called Bleach Black.
Bleach Black.
That was on the cusp of happening, and then Evan Dando told everybody around him, no. No, this is my time, Sassy Magazine. This is mine. Yeah. So,
but I'll tell you, like, the work with him on Radiana, the album is phenomenal. Because he would do these cool pop shoegaze songs, and I'd bring my weird. That's when I wrote my favorite lyrics I've ever written. Are all kind of fairy tale cut up. I do cut up, like David Bowie kind of cut up, and William S. Burroughs kind of cut up stuff. So. And then he and our bass player, Dan Kohler, in between or at other times when we were out, would just be the biggest cheerleaders. They're like, we were listening to your vocals playing, and they were like almost crying. They were like, we're so happy we're in a band with you. We can't even, I mean, it's perfect. Everything's perfect. And I was
it's a thrill, Lisa. People live with substandard vocalists. Most bands had substandard. Listen to isolated Beatle tracks. They're good, but they're not great. You know what I mean? They're like guys screaming, and it sounds perfect.
Yeah.
People live with substandard singers for a real long time, and to hear somebody like you, which is just, you were so gifted that, and talent is one thing, but Lisa also is studied. She had natural ability, and then she practiced, and she took voice lessons all through all our bands. And I was like, why do you think you could teach? And she's like, no, there's breathing techniques that I don't know and all these things. And she always treated her voice like someone who plays violin. She keeps practicing, and she was amazing. But most people have never seen that.
Well, it's about honing your craft, and that's great. You're still doing that, Lisa. Yeah. And do you still have that kind of discipline to it?
No, I don't, because when I got cancer in 2016, and I got reamed by chemo. I'm all dry. I've nerve ending. I have like neuropathy everywhere. And I had so many surgeries that they kept, and I'm like, I'm a singer. And every time at the end, they'd be like, oh, we had a problem.
Stop intubating me.
Do you know that you stop breathing? I'm like, yes, I told you I have sleep apnea. They're like, oh, well, we had to shove it in 10,000 times back and forth. I'm so sorry, shaking. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
all that being true, her voice sounded perfect.
I would have never known.
Perfect. I've heard the raw tracks, and I'm like, that is prime Lisa. That is perfect Lisa. I don't care if you punched in and out. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Lisa, it was perfect. All right, enough blowing wind up each other's ass. This is ridiculous.
Well, we'll have to do more. I don't know what to say.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Is this, are you going to do another record, or is this kind of just a one and see? I mean, Doc, you said you have a ton of stuff written.
I'll sing on anything he does, whether it's a classical suite, Requiem in White, pop.
Well, right now I'm working on a cover for us, because Requiem was really well known for their covers. And remember that? Like we would play, we played that
Tom Sawyer.
That junkie. Oh no, all the songs I can't remember. We played like 2 Queen songs. Like,
Tom Sawyer, Lap of the Gods or something.
Yeah.
And then Devo's Gates of Steel,
awesome.
The Immigrant Song.
Yeah. And some nights when we would play a really crappy venue and there was like less than 20 people, we just played covers.
Yeah.
Like we're like, we're not going to pull out anything, and we're just going to have fun. So Requiem did a lot of covers.
Yeah.
How did the Goths handle the covers? Like if you're doing like Led Zeppelin covers, maybe was that cool? You know, like
I don't know. Some people liked it. You know who liked it? Frank, the sound guy.
Of course they did. Those were the old Zeppelin burnouts. So we're just like, oh man, I wish John Bonham didn't die, man.
Yeah, we'd rip into a Zeppelin song, and you see a sound guy go, he points at you like, yeah. But everybody in the crowd was like, I don't know this one. I've never heard this, but it's okay.
The Goths can be so serious about this stuff too, right? You know, how dare you listen to anything other than these 4 approved bands? But then also, you know, they've been. I mean, everybody I've talked to about the reunion record. I was talking to Patrick the other day. He's really excited about it. So you guys remember Patrick from New York?
Nobody forgets Patrick.
I run into him. I don't even want to say this.
I run into him in the street every 15 years, and we pick up from the last time we spoke 15 years ago.
There you go.
Like it's like seeing like a brother. Every time I'm Patrick and we hug, and he's always uncomfortable hugging me. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Can you tell us what the cover is, or is it super secret?
Oh, you'll find out. Lisa and I have found a way to work together, which is like we have our schedules, and then you can put it in. And it just worked. Like I have to put a lot more time into it because the writing and the arranging and the performing and the mixing takes a lot of time. But that's what I do before I go to bed. I like work on music. I'll do it regardless. So I just send it to Lisa, and eventually you get back this little thing in the mail of just perfect. Except for one time she had her mic facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
Well, that could be cool though.
I know. I was like, what is this thingamahickey do? Do I should do it over here or over here?
Put masking tape over it. Never do that again.
Okay, so it wasn't a clever recording technique. It was a
no. I got him back, and I'm like, I didn't want to break her heart because she worked so hard on them. Like, these are kind of unusable. And she's like, yeah, I did something weird with my mic. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know why. It was working before. I don't know what's going on.
Got to fix it. You always got to improve it. Yeah. So we have a way of working now that, like, I see no reason not to.
Listen, Doc, if I sent you my new Radiana songs that I've just been sitting on my computer because I don't have time, do you want to play along? You want to do something with them?
What are they on? What did you record them on?
It's just
We
like,
speak so infrequently, Frank,
that you're doing your business now.
that we're
Yeah.
working out business publicly
That's cool.
on a thing. Yeah, if you want to send me a link to stuff, I'll see about arranging stuff for you.
Yeah.
Are they from the Radiana days, or you just kept going after Steve?
There's 2 from Steve, and then the rest are just some shoegaze shit that I compose everything myself, like drum machine.
Send it.
Yeah, everything. And
Why not send it?
It's imperfect because I like imperfect. I don't like
Right.
want it to
Well, if I send you something that's imperfect, it's because I'm not capable of anything
No.
but
I think that that's
imperfection.
good though, because
I'm not making a choice here. I suck. That's all I'm
but
saying.
being perfect, like if it's too perfect, it's like Julie Andrews to me. So I like a little.
Well, you know how much I love shoegaze. I would love to work on that with you. Send it off.
Okay. I've had a couple. I think Renzo played bass on one thing. Our old friend Renzo and a couple other people from different goth bands played a piece here, a piece there. I have my friends. You know that band Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag?
Yes.
They're just our around the corner neighbors and best friends, and their bass player plays in a bunch of bands, and we played a couple parts for this as well. So I have a bunch of guests, but God, what a dream it would be to have a Doc Hammer.
Bring it to me. I'll make that thing sound like it was done in a professional studio, because it's done in a professional studio.
That would be fucking awesome, because it's just sitting here and I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this.
No, of course. What do you got, Frank? We're setting a business here.
Well, I mean, not that this was even a question I even had, but then we're talking about you're going to bring back Radiana. Like, what about the difference between Requiem in White and More Syphilitica? Will one track be like
More Syphilitica?
Or is that
yeah?
Go ahead.
I'll tell you the real dirt of what More Syphilitica was. There was a point in Requiem where Lisa and I were so lockstep with our aesthetics. Like, we knew what we wanted and what we were doing. And Chris, who is beloved to us, nonetheless was really going through a phase where he's realizing his age, and he's like, I want to make it, and I want to, he had this, not selling out, but he had this, we have to do all these things.
Play the
and
game.
Lisa and I are, he really got, no, we're a fucking goth band in an age where techno is starting to happen.
Future pop, future pop was the big goth sound.
There was no way we're gonna make it.
No.
So Lisa and I were we were leaning more towards, let's be weirder. And Chris was like, let's really try to do the promotional. Who cares? So a rift started happening.
Yeah.
So Lisa and I did not want to kick him out of the band, because Requiem in White is a 3-piece. You can't kick somebody out of Requiem in White. One person leaves, it's another band.
Exactly.
So one person left, and we just renamed it. In our hearts, it was still Requiem in White. It was never Requiem in White. It didn't matter. We were making music that we cared about. I think the first album was just very Requiem sounding, but we weren't afraid to do a little more softer things. Then you could start hearing medieval influences. You could start hearing shoegaze influences. It was never, More Syphilitica was just us loving to work together. We loved making music together. And we never talked about if we're going to be big or anything like that. It was just I wrote a song, and Lisa would hear it. She's like, oh my God, it's beautiful. I can't wait to sing on it. And then she'd sing on it and be like, oh my God, you fixed my terrible song. You're that's all it was, is just enjoying a musical partnership.
Yeah.
That went on for ever. I mean, it went on longer than our love relationship. We just, making music was the one thing we didn't want to sacrifice. And that's why I thought getting Requiem together is not a problem, because our musical relationship is so outside of our relationship. Frank, when a lot of bands just have problems getting back together because the core members dated. I mean, your Cocteau Twins, your Slow Dives, every band.
I've made this mistake many times.
Yeah. And Lisa and I made a real effort, which wasn't that hard, which was, we make beautiful music. We don't need to stop. We literally stopped out of, I was too busy with Venture Brothers, and she started shooting films, producing films, acting in films. She married Levi, which meant like there's a new team, like they're like a filmmaking team, like Lisa and I were a team making music. They're a filmmaking team, so she was super busy. So we just didn't have time to make music. So that's all that happened, and now we have time.
I think the Circle has expressed interest in re-releasing all the more Syphilitica albums.
Fuck that. Do you really want to do that?
Yes.
Who cares? Oh my God.
We'll buy one. I have the 12-inch. That's all I have. Everything else was CD, right? So I think I have the old CDs. I should have brought them out for the video.
I will let them turn it into vinyl, but I'm not doing another CD release. That's so ridiculous.
No. It's going to be, how they re-release stuff on vinyl and stuff like that.
Only vinyl. There's no reason to put it back out on CD. I can find you them.
It's weird that people care about CDs still. Though.
I don't care if they care about CDs, Frank. I'm not here to supply the world with CDs. I'm just saying we had it out on CD. I would be okay with releasing it in another medium, but to re-release a CD from who? I was done an 8-track, by the way.
You don't want to put more plastic in the world or in your bloodstream or anything like that. So I get it.
I don't get it. Look, whatever. I just don't want to re-release the same thing twice. That I promise you, I'll get some in my basement that I can sell you if you really want it. I can find it.
Fair. So I know you're both pretty busy. What I hate to ask the question, but any live things? Are you gonna play a show? I mean, you're both kind of around the area still, right? So
I don't know how we would even remotely do that.
Yeah, I figured. Everyone's curious.
Lisa, I have mused on this before.
Well, you're just I'm in Riverdale. Riverdale. We're right on the Hudson River.
You live next to Archie.
That's right.
I do.
Maybe get Jughead to play bass. I don't know.
We get Jughead. This is how we do it. We convince William Faith to play bass for us.
He'd probably do.
Right?
But he's in LA.
Because I think he's in Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah. And he was a Requiem fan. Him and Chris had a long relationship. So he's the only person I would ever trust to be able to play those parts like Chris did and like I do. We're kindred of thought. And plus, I always thought Faith in the Muse was just another version of More Syphilitica anyways. Or like they were very similar bands.
I love them, but I would not disagree. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not musically. I didn't listen to it. He never listened to us. But anytime I talk to him, like, oh, you guys are just a version of us.
But I can see that working, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So so that's the bass player. We don't need a second guitar player because I am every guitar
machine.
And we just find anyone who can play that kind of drumming.
Well, who's still in touch with me, who's trying to get in touch with you, Doc, is Javier.
I love Javier, but he plays a very different style.
Yes.
He's an old hardcore drummer. He played hi-hat and snare. We got him to play the tom-toms. He's like, There's
got to be somebody upstate, and then you
all we need to do is be like, hey, do you like raping a slave era swans? And then it gets corrected. So it's like, do you like rapping a slave era swans?
Yeah.
Do you like early Bauhaus style drumming? What else did we listen to get that drum sound? That drum sound came out of
the Southern Death Cult.
Southern Death Cult.
Yeah.
Tribal vibes.
And Death Cult. Just that.
Even Adam and the Ants. That kind of drumming that Malcolm McLaren told him.
Not even, but exactly Adam and the Ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was that huge drumming. It was Adam and the Ants. Lisa, you're so correct. It was Adam and the Ants where we stole that. Or like it got into my heart that like, oh yeah, drumming is 1,000 big drums. It's not.
Forget the cymbals, all toms.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the cymbals happen on just, here's the chorus. Crash, both cymbals same time. There's no like washes or anything.
And Bow Wow Wow too, like because it was the same manager.
Same people, yeah.
He told me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the drum.
My first
Adam and the Ants.
One of the demos that Lisa got, I redrummed it. I don't know if you could tell. Did you notice that I redrummed it? The first one was all done with like, doing all the timbali stuff like for Bow Wow Wow. And then on the record, it's like I went back to the regular kit because it was like all this like high tuned because I was listening to all this Bow Wow. I'm like, it sounds so good. It sounds so good. But then I realized that like, no, that wouldn't happen. I could never convince a drummer to do that. And I couldn't teach one to do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What is that kind of that African drumming? The
Grundy.
That called? Yeah, Grundy. That's
Thank
right.
you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Malcolm McLaren trying to tell Adamant, like, this is what you do. Dress like a pirate, use Grundy drumming. And by the way, I just took your band. Sorry.
I'm gonna put real cold shit right there.
I'm gonna put Annabelle Lewin in front. She's 14. Yeah.
And then they did King of the Wild Frontier, which did the exact same thing anyway. So he bounced back pretty quick, I'd say.
He bounced back.
He found a band. Marco Perroni. Are you joking?
Yeah, absolutely.
God.
Like, this is the greatest guitar player of that era after John McGeoch. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Who's
your favorite, Stock? Your guitar, Nick, right now? Who are still your favorite guitarists?
Lisa, it hasn't changed. These are my favorite guitarists. John McGeoch, Tom Schultz from Boston.
Wow. Awesome. That's awesome.
It's all in his basement.
Yeah. I listened to that so much in middle school. I love that Boston
album.
Now. He inspired me to build a home studio. Like, it can be done. That the best sound of the album of that era came from a basement. And that was so inspiring. And just the way he wrote and the way he played, like Tom Schultz, forever.
Please tell me the cover that you're doing is Smokin', just doing a cover of Smokin'. It's ripping all like 6 minutes.
No, I don't think. I think was Smokin' even one of the Tom ones.
We're doing
for the first Boston album. Tom did most of it, and then they're like, "No, we got to put you in a pro studio." And there's like a Brad Delp song in there. It might be Smokin'.
We got to do a Boston cover.
We got to do More Than a Feeling, because that is the Boston song.
Oh my God, I listen to Boston.
Yeah. So Tom Schultz, John McGeoch. When I was young, I was a huge fan of Daniel Ash of Bauhaus.
Yes.
Really efficient meathead playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are not complicated, but it sounded so right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked Marco Perroni. I liked Keith Levine. I mean, when I first heard Public Image by Public Image, that I changed my playing. Just changed my playing immediately. I'm like, that is so great. It's like what the Edge wishes he was. That just that era had a lot of.
Don't forget Rick Agnew, because I remember you were playing Christian Death in your high school.
Yeah, my pet band played Christian Death songs, and they didn't know it because I taught them, like, what was that?
Spiritual Cramp.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I taught it to him. So Rick, that's a good example. Rick's Christian Death is two bands, right? There's Rick Agnew and then Valor. And the Valor version is a much better band, but the guitars on the first album are so much better. I wish those two things blended together, because
there's too much ego in that going on there.
Yeah, but because Valor's guitar on Catastrophe and Ashes is the plinkiest, like, meaningless ding 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 ding. Yeah. Like it was like a flying V. It sounded like it was a telly found in the garbage with like
those
the low
songs sound
end
unfinished. I like a lot of the songwriting on Catastrophe Ballet, but it sounds almost unfinished to me compared to.
I like Roz pretending he's David Bowie, which he continued to do.
Yeah. Yes,
you know what I mean.
His whole MO,
yeah, and I like that. I think it. Because he never sang in key, he sang in style. There'll never be another person like Roz Williams. He was just the real deal McGilly.
Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lisa, what about favorite singers then? I mean, we talked Liz Fraser and all, and the Pantheon, but how about you? Anyway, we can. This is opening. It's a classical and opera. We can go there.
You can, the usual suspects for opera. You know, the Marilyn Horns and all that, and you know all those ladies.
Yeah, that's a usual Marilyn Horn, usual suspects. Like anybody's ever heard of that.
People got to look her up. You give people some homework. Let's do this. You know,
Marian Anderson. But the thing that really got me going was Klaus Nomi and Gary Newman for my alto. So male voices. Gary
Interesting.
Newman. We're all trying to do the and then Klaus Nomi just was another world for me. Like,
that's a whole other planet on it. Yeah, exactly.
I love countertenors. I love.
Oh, she was. I never came home to that apartment where Cold Song wasn't playing. Lisa was obsessed with it. She's obsessed with it. But it also showed you that, like, opera singing can work in a modern milieu. That's right. He's French.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I fucking love. I still listen to Klaus Nomi. Love.
Yeah.
And so Cold Song would either be on his, Klaus Nomi's version or the actual,
Yeah, the real one.
the real,
Yeah.
so like the
Yeah.
and that ensemble doing it.
I just saw I'm not going to interrupt. I'll let you keep going in a second. Now I sound like I'm at the Grammy Awards. I'll let you finish. That's usually Lisa gets it. I'll let you finish. But Beyonce had the best video of all time.
Gotta do that sometime.
Yeah,
Bring
but
back the Kanye reference. Wow.
yeah, it's an old Kanye reference.
That's
but
awesome.
I just saw Gary Newman like last week.
Yeah.
And he sounds exactly the same.
Exactly the
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what hot tea that man drinks. But it is his voice, same timbre, same beautiful.
Because he sings with his speaking voice. And you can tell. Maybe
he's not trying to be Gary Newman. He's Gary Newman.
Yeah.
And I actually like the new records. I mean, I know everyone says like the 9 Inch Nails thing or, whatever, that circle of influence. I love it. I think some of the songwriting, he's like really matured in a lot of ways. But
listen, I don't listen to him, Frank. I don't really care. But every time I hear them, I'm like, that guy hasn't lost a thing. They're just as powerful, if not more powerful. Yes, it's very 9 Inch Nail-y, but like he's a guy that has no problem changing with the times.
Yes,
I mean that's what. That's why the album Dance was such a mess. He's like, yeah, I'm new wave. I'm like, I don't really think you are, but like. Yeah, but like he kind of changed with the times, and it's like, why not change with the times and but he has such an aesthetic understanding of music. So anytime you hear it, first 3 notes, Gary Newman.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Gary Newman.
The other singer that I still am obsessed with, and it'll never end, is Kim Deal. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wish I could just sing subtly like that. It's so beautiful.
Beautiful,
fucking
effortless tone.
Oh my God.
What's the last Breeders album? I can't even remember when the last thing they put out was, but they're still active, I know, right? Or is it?
They're touring.
Yeah, 2018 was the last record, but yeah, they still keep touring.
Well, I mean, if Frank, remember when she did This Mortal Coil?
That's right. Yeah, you and your sister. Yeah.
I was just thinking about that yesterday.
It was beautiful. You know what was really beautiful? I don't want to make anybody cry, but Lisa and her mother used to sing. We had a very musical, like music never ended.
Yeah.
And a matter of fact, Morsa Politica's change came from the fact that we had a book called Hootenanny Tonight. Do you remember Hootenanny Tonight? And Lisa and I, when we were just bored, we just go through the Hootenanny book, and she would sing and I would play, and we both could read sheet, and we just do Hootenanny songs.
Yeah, like old murder ballads and
so whatever was in there, we just kept playing them. But
so much fun.
Her mother did that too. Lisa came from nobody in my family played music when we were young. Music was verboten, but Lisa's mother played guitar a little bit and sang in an alto voice beautifully. And we would go over to their house and play music together. And Lisa's voice blending with her mom, who had a very similar tone, was like, God, if we could get her on tour with us, Mom, you should come on tour with us.
I did. Yeah, did you try? Yeah.
No, she had a whole life going, and there was no way we're going to get a mom to go on tour with us. And also Requiem we were such little vain little princes that like our image was as important as our sound. Like
have a mom up there.
Yeah, like there is when I wanted people to come to a Requiem show and go, where did these people come from? Like Lisa's made up in like a Waterhouse outfit. I look like the devil. Chris looks like a Victorian gentleman. It was such a beautiful band of just the way we put ourselves together. That like if Lisa's mom shows up in a pair of sweatpants and like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Or it would be like those the RuPaul's Drag Race episodes where they dress the dads, like the queen's dads up, and it's all like clearly not working. Or
it's not gonna work.
Maybe one of them looks really good, but the rest of them are like they're resisting it.
The best I can do is my little cousin Valerie, same beautiful voice. And
really, she an alto?
No, she's a soprano. We don't have an alto.
All right. Well, you're enough to sing alto. Oh, Frank, you've been in a lot of bands.
Yeah.
As far as like Spinal Tap, cliches. Do you remember always trying to convince your drummer to just wear a goddamn black T-shirt?
Yeah, I mean, so much so that I stopped working with drummers. So yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was always like in my head every time there's a drummer. It's like, what do I wear? I'm just like, just get a black T-shirt. Like it don't make it so hard. You're behind a kit, and they always show up in something weird. I'm like, you can't drum in that. Get a black T-shirt.
Just, I mean, it's just the basics even. It's like,
get a black T-shirt.
Yeah. So, you know, but would you have allowed someone just in a black T-shirt in Requiem in White, or did it have to be an event? Is what, you know.
What did we have Javier wearing? I forget. He was cool. He had that cool. Like,
Javier would wear like just a white dress shirt, which looked kind of cool.
That's cool.
It was like working man, but like a gentleman.
He got that.
And Javier also had like, you know, he had like this wild kinky hair.
Kind of
so
like
it was very like,
he looked.
Yeah, it was very like caveman-y. It looked cool.
And then Haji would just be shirtless, which worked as well.
Haji was gorgeous. Haji was like, he was physically beautiful. He was built. He had a very handsome face. He had a braided mohawk. And I was like, just take off your shirt, you beautiful thing. Just give the world a treat. Like, he was so beautifully built.
Who played drums in More Syphilitica when I saw you? Who was in the band?
Haji.
It was Haji?
That was Haji.
Oh, I thought so. Cool.
Haji, yeah, he was so fucking good looking. And then David, who was not good looking, but like suitably odd looking, so it was something to look at. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
He looked like he was in a cabinet of Dr. Caligari at all times.
Yeah, he was like lanky,
That's
and when we first met him, he had that weird blonde blunt cut. He looked, it was great.
I love
it.
Good... He's hilarious.
Yeah, More Syphilitica was, it was a different band. It was very different. More Syphilitica was not like Requiem. Lisa and I did everything. We played all the material and then brought it to the band. And then we credited them for being on the record because they were on every live performance. But I played everything on that stuff. So it was like, it was just not economically feasible to have that band. Although we did a cover of The Damn Don't Cry.
Yeah, that's right.
Haji's drumming on that.
Nice. And that's on the 12-inch. That's the B-side of that, I think, right? Yeah,
that's the B-side. That was the one song that
he's playing on that. I thought it was.
He did, yeah.
And if I didn't have to take off my headphones, it's right there.
What was on the B-side of that?
That's Whispers in a House of Truth.
That's it.
Different mix. Yeah.
Is that drum machine or is that?
It's a black covered little square on it, right?
Whispers is the R8.
The drum machine. Okay.
I'm gonna get it. I love the R8. That's what I use too. I'm gonna go get this right now. You talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Whispers is an R8 that Yamaha bass.
Oh. Yeah.
Which, if anybody in the world owns Feather and Fate, there is a song that starts off with a and do you know what song that is?
You're right after Morrissey. I found it.
Yeah,
there it is.
Printed in our apartment.
We printed
Lisa
those
and I printed
ourselves.
those together.
Yeah.
Yep, like there it is. I remember this all black, no information, by the way.
No,
nothing. Basically, you had to know.
Yeah, we took that from Joy Division. We're like, hey, Joy Division didn't even show their faces.
Check this out. Apparently, you hand wrote the numbers in here. Is this a thing you did?
Yeah.
Number 17, but it's my favorite number of all time. I really just found that out. Wow,
you own it.
That's
amazing.
Amazing.
Copy.
That's amazing. Oof.
But anyways,
yes,
the beginning of that song, that is me throwing that Yamaha bass across the room. I had a temper tantrum because it kept shorting out, and I threw it.
Oh.
Yeah, the tape was still rolling, and it made the greatest sound.
Did it fix?
But I borrowed Chris's Stingray for the rest of it, and then I ended up getting a Stingray myself.
So you broke? Yeah. Did you break it when you threw it? That was the end of it, or
it was a Yamaha bass. It was on the first album because we always relied on Chris's, and then it stopped working for Feather and Fate. And I think the opening song on the record is just.
That's right. Yeah,
that is my bass sailing across the room. Lisa came home to the bass in half, and me going, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk like a brooding idiot. Like, I don't want to talk. What happened? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
That
And,
was just
and then
that's how you were most of the time.
that's how I was wearing most of the time. I was like, oh, I'm talking about like just a bad person. I was a bad
And
person.
that's the first thing I ever heard. That's the first record of yours I ever heard. I remember buying it off, I was getting really into project. I bought that CD. It's the first note of either of you ever heard was that bass tape thrown across the room.
Like an infant throwing a Yamaha bass because it kept shorting, and I didn't want to fix it. It just kept shorting. And then the rest was done with a Stingray, because the Stingray for me is like, that's the great bass.
Yeah.
I think on one or two of the new new Requiem album is a Rickenbacker that I thought Chris would be okay with, because believe me, if he owned one, he would play one. The only reason we never used them is because we could not afford Ricks. They were too expensive back then. There were finicky basses, and Chris went through a lot of bass. I'm just going to talk gear because I am a nerd. Chris went through a lot of bass things. Like when we started playing, he had a white Fender Precision because he wanted to look like Sid Vicious. Like literally, remember he used to wear the red, white, and blue. Remember this, Lisa?
Yeah.
You knew him then.
He was my boyfriend in high school, and I was in love with Sid Vicious, so he started
Sid Vicious. And Chris looked a little bit like Sid Vicious, handsome. And he had the red, white, and blue sweatband, and he would just dress like leather jacket, white t-shirt, dress like Sid Vicious, bought a white Precision to look like Sid Vicious, although Chris could play and Sid Vicious could not play.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate test, right?
But Sid is cool. Sid was cool. That's all that mattered. He looked great. And then Chris got into he put a jazz pickup on that white bass. It was PJ. So it which changed his sound. Then he got into Stingrays, and then he got really into, I don't know why. I couldn't talk him out of this. He wanted to have a fretless, which to me is like, you buy a fretless if you're Mick Karn, period.
No, I'm a bass player. I wouldn't even touch a fretless. Yeah,
they're finicky, annoying, and he's like, "Look, if David J can do it, I can do it." And I'm like, David J can barely do it, and David J, if I could go back in time and just go back to England and go, David, here's some frets. Stop with this. Like this is not this is not helping your sound. But Chris needed to pull the fret, so he had a Stingray. I think it could have been a Sabre, the old Sabre, which is a double pickup Stingray that he took the frets off of. And then he bought another Stingray because he didn't like to always have to play a fretless bass. And then we just kind of stopped communicating. Chris and I got back together again at the very end, and we were going to start a band. And I think we did one rehearsal, and it was a drummer for the Brickbats. I can't remember his name.
Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis, who had this very like classic, this like garage bandy kind of drumming. And Chris was playing bass and singing, and I was playing guitar. And I wrote a bunch of material for Chris. And Chris was a depressive. I mean, we can't, as long as Lisa's known him, as long as I've known him, he's a depressive.
Oh my God.
And I started sending Chris my songs, and I never got anything back, and he just drifted away. And that's what the original Weep stuff was stuff I was working on with Chris. So that's how I got, like, I wasn't really performing. I was doing Venture Brothers, and Chris is like, "You want to play together?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
And and Lisa, did you do vocals a little bit on the early Weep stuff? Did that
well,
we made a little, I came up with a name, by the way, because I
sort of remember this era, but yeah.
I thought it was going to be the next More Syphilitica album name.
It was going to be, we wrote a song called The Weep, which I took I changed I took the guitar part. Lisa and I did a whole new More Syphilitica thing.
Yeah.
We probably had 7 songs that were just canned. She sang on probably 3 of them, and we just drifted apart.
Do you still have those?
I might. They're actually kind of beautiful. You'd be surprised how good they were. Like, do you remember Milk Bath?
I was going to ask you about these. Could we put these on the Radiana album?
Sure. I mean, they're beautiful, but They sound like we recorded them in a hurry because we recorded them in a hurry, but they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll dig them up, Lisa.
Please do,
I'm
because
sure.
I couldn't remember the name, and because I don't know where the files went, and I was desperate to listen to they're so good. Because then I moved
They're
to
beautiful.
LA. I moved to LA after that. So I wasn't around to even play with these guys.
Yeah. So the album kind of got tanked, and by the time Lisa came back, she was like in career mode. She had all these projects going on, which sometimes I would dip in for like Pox and stuff. We were
Lord, you are so
Yeah.
freaking funny in
That was funny.
socks. We need to buy socks.
I was on fire for
Oh
that.
my
But
God.
we would always find ways to kind of like work together because
I'm
it's
gonna get
very
you to do socks again. You better still have that sock puppet.
If not, I'll make a better one. I think I do. I think it's in the basement.
Gotta get it.
I think it is. It looks like a filthy sock still.
That's what it should be, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that kind of stuff. What do you got, Frank? You keep us on track.
Oh, goodness. I did think we covered a lot of it. I got, I think whether I asked it or not, we got to the places I was going to go.
We never did an interview when we were young, so I'll give you some weird, funny things. Like,
let's get some.
This is how Requiem in White started. All right, as best I can remember it. Lisa's going to keep me honest,
I'll
but
try.
this is my rendition. There was an event in New Haven called Red Spots on the Green, and I came from New London, which had its own musical scene, like the Reducers, New Johnny Five. Like,
I love New Johnny Five.
They were amazing. They're amazing. They were the guy from New Johnny Five, the guitar player, was my original guitar teacher.
Oh, Ken Nash.
And
Ken Nash.
What?
Ken Nash.
Not Ken Nash, original guitar teacher. And I'm like, you taught me how to play. He's like, I taught you how to play a fifth. You taught yourself how to play. I'm like, well, you're the first guy. Okay, it doesn't matter. So I went to Red Spots.
In New Haven.
In New Haven, because like White Pigs were playing, like some hardcore band I wanted to watch.
Yeah, New Haven had a great scene, great scene.
Both New London, New Haven had great scenes, and New Haven hated New London. New London loved New Haven because New London was we sucked and we were self-deprecating. New Haven's like, we have Miracle Legion. I'm like, who cares?
Miracle Legion, but okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like Miracle Legion. I love Miracle Legion.
Good.
Miracle, like, that was one of the reasons I went, is that I think Miracle Legion was playing. And a band called ADX was playing. And they played straight up funk music, where I'm like, it sounds like Parliament funk. It was funk music. And their backup singers
tell them how we looked. Tell them how everybody looked.
It was the gothest thing you've ever seen. It was hilariously goth. Like the gothest band you've ever seen in your life. Hilariously goth. Super goth. It looked like Specimen playing funk.
Yeah.
Like
so what year was this? Like 85, 84?
Yeah. 234. I was in it for 234. We opened for Ministry.
Right. This was 84.
Yeah.
It was 84. So I went, and Lisa and another guy were singing backup. And I didn't really take any notice of it. It was just like whatever. So I'm hanging around. At the end of Red Spots, everybody kind of dissipates, and I'm looking for my ride because I lived in another town. And ADX was packing up, and Lisa was there, and we just started talking. And I was like, she's cute. And Lisa was like, he's cute. You know what there was, Frank? There were 4 goths in the entire state of Connecticut.
That's really weird.
And I was standing with them. You know what I mean? Like, it was me and ADX. That was the only goth in the world. And then it ended up being Chris, Lisa's boyfriend. So all the goths in Connecticut knew each other.
Yeah, that was
kind of Steve-O, who was the most annoying human being on the planet then.
He was awesome, Stephen Deal.
Steve-O came up and he was like, hey, you look like a nice fishnet. Like, he was just like this dickhead. And I'm like, what are you? We later became very tight. Anyway.
Super mod. Yeah, super mod. I remember my friend was taking your photo, Cheryl, an older goth lady. And she's like, hey, what about this guy? And I was like, he's young. He's a pipsqueak. I didn't know what,
super cool.
I don't know. But
she's super cool.
No,
doesn't matter.
So it's kind of like the old.
She talked me into you. She talked me into liking you.
Thank you.
But then I was like, oh, duh, of course. We're complete clones of each other.
Lisa also thought I was from London. Zero accent.
I said.
Zero accent. Because I said New London, and she's like, oh, London. I'll never see him again.
That's right, because we played New London, and you show up, I go, you flew in from London? What are you doing here?
No, do the math.
there wasn't any internet then. Maybe,
Yeah, do the math. So I met her at Red Spots. ADX played. I'm like, I'll go see him at the LNG Club in New London. So I went to go see ADX, and Lisa and I, like, we riff off each other. We're very tight, same sense of humor. We're just able to talk really fast and fun and laughing, and like we liked a lot of the same things and disliked very different things. So we brought a lot to it. She liked a lot of stuff that I didn't care about, and I liked a lot of stuff she didn't care about. It was perfect a thing. And then I met Chris, who I described as Frankenstein because he walked in. Chris was like 8 feet tall. I don't remember how tall he really was.
It's really
but to me, he was, he was really tall. And you kind of look down and you go, like, fuck, what the fuck, Frankenstein? Chris and I later became very tight. We would hang out. But at that time, go ahead.
I saw him play an acoustic show when you guys were playing in the basement of that Trocadero hotel. Not the Trocadero, the whatever the Days Inn that everybody was at for that. Yeah, he played then. That was the only time I ever saw him. And I remember him being distinctively like massive.
He's monstrous.
And then you wear a huge top hat and be even taller.
Yeah, he was so big. He was so big. And so met him, and then we decided, like, hey, you know what? We should be a band.
Yeah.
And Chris was in Boston already, and he was going to BU for business. I assume he was like an accountant kind of dude in his fake life, and already had put a band together called 39 Steps.
Yeah,
which they wrote it in such a weird font that I thought the name of the band was the Easters, because the 39 looked like it looked the Easters, but it was 39 Steps because I'm an idiot. Yeah, so it was 39 Steps. And he was already playing with a guy named Dean. He had a girl singer, I forget her name.
Linda.
Yeah, maybe a Linda or something. So I adjust my life because I'm like, no, I want to do this. And we had one practice in our old drummer's garage. Remember that? And we just played a little bit, and it was like, this sounds actually kind of good. So when I adjusted my college, I went to a school in Boston. We're all in Boston, and we try to form a band. And Chris does not like breaking up with people or throwing people out of the band. So it was like Lisa and I joining 39 Steps, and it was like a tabernacle orchestra of like, there was maybe 8 people on stage. We had 2 guitar players. There was like 3 singers. There was a keyboard. Like, we had so many people in the band that I think Chris, Lisa, and I had a come to Jesus moment where we're like, Chris, we have to start a new band, or Lisa and I are not going to be in this band because there are too many people in this band.
And our drummer Dean was into Est, that cult.
He was our second drummer. We had a different drummer from Connecticut.
Drummers are crazy.
Dean was. I think I wrote in an interview, I wrote the story of how Dean, no, it was on Facebook, how Dean, we fired Dean, and his entire comment on it was, cool, are we getting fries? Like, that was how I was like,
don't forget, before that, he's like, this is a box, and you guys are all inside this, outside in the box, but like, it was all this that he was throwing
he
up.
was an idiot. Where like Lisa and I had got in our heads that like, I can't play with this idiot anymore. And we're like, sorry, we're gonna have to let you go. But it was like really great. Oh, cool. Are we getting fries? And we're getting fries? It was Pizza Pad. So from 39 Steps comes Requiem in White. And that was it still had Dean in it.
And Dean was a Russian studies major, so he wrote songs like 1917.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And he played a Rickenbacker 12-string, so it was like it was like heavy Les Paul guitar, and in the back you heard like the Birds, ding ding ding, like this, like, because anybody who plays a Rick 12-string is very right-handed. They're going for that like REM, ding 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 ding, and it sounded ridiculous. And like Dean had like beautiful full blonde hair.
Yeah, he was like, what's that?
Remember that?
What's that band that's like, in the big country? He looked like that.
Yeah, he looked. Well, that's Big Country. Strangely enough.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
But
the song "Big Country" on the album "Big Country."
On the album "Big Country." Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
real stretch there.
Wait. What was that band with the album Talk Talk? Same joke. Same joke.
Exactly. It's a real damn good one though, so I'm glad we did it. It's timeless.
Anyway, so Deed ended up leaving, and that's when Requiem started in earnest. That's like when we really became this like 3-piece with like our drummer left. We had a keyboard player who never was really into it. She was more of a friend that would play keyboards with us, but like she had a life.
Yeah.
And so by the time we put out that first piece of vinyl, just that Requiem in White record, we were destined to be a 3-piece.
Because you had that tape before, right? That one that like nobody has heard really, that Act 1 or whatever. I know we talked about it a long time ago, and you're like, no one should hear that.
No, that is awful.
Awful.
I
remember distinctly you said, do not ever talk about
that. Was awful.
Here I am. But
it was before we knew what we were doing.
Yeah, we were teenagers. We didn't know what was going on. We went into a studio, which was George Thorogood's studio. Does anybody remember George Thorogood?
I literally heard Bad to the Bone yesterday. So there you go.
Okay. It was George Thorogood's studio. And we went, I remember all this, Lisa, because it's all weird to me. And we went in and recorded songs that we had played. It was one that I wrote on 12-string, and Lisa and I were kind of confident on it.
Yeah,
the band wasn't very confident, so it sounded like ass, and nobody knew what they were doing. And I went into the control room, and there were so many things you could do in a control room, like, put more reverb, put less reverb on. You should put some compression on it. Why don't you do a mid sweep at around like 100, and then pull stuff down. This is all I knew. Should be louder, should be quieter. This should be louder. This should be quiet. So it sounded like ass. It was just a bad sounding record. We had an engineer being the producer. This is what you get for $100.
And also,
you know what I mean?
Chris wrote a song about Jesus because his parents were ultra religious. So he wrote this.
Who?
Chris. He wrote Christ.
If Christ was a live song,
like that never can surface.
Well, Chris used to battle his atheism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he battled his. I don't want to sit here and say anything about Chris because he's not with us anymore. But he was a complex dude that battled with his youthful. If you're raised Christian and then at one point in your early manhood you abandon it, there is something inside of you going, am I throwing baby in bathwater out here? Like, so he was kind of coming to terms with the Christianity I know is not the Christianity I believe Christ preached. And I was like, who cares? Like, that was my answer.
I mean, think about how he would feel now, but yeah, go on.
Exactly. Well, it's no different then. It's not like times have changed.
That's true. It's not that far. It's not that far off. Yeah, you're right.
This is how people thought, and there was still fundamentalism. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
So he had a song that was oddly him battling religion. Why not, Lisa?
It was,
and then we
Smorgasbord. That band.
We did that, and then it's just we just kind of honed our sounds as a 3-piece. I have a lot of tapes of our rehearsals, Lisa.
Oh. I didn't know that.
And a lot of tapes of our rehearsals without you. A lot of I was like, man, Lisa should sing on some of these. But it was like us. It was me I have a whole tape. It is 90 minutes of Memorex of me teaching the band the song Want, that da-na, na-na-na, and it's just me going da-na, and then a drum screwing up and me going, no, here's the one, na-na, and na-na-na-na. Did you hear the door leaving so Chris isn't even in the room anymore? And it's just me working with the drummer, and then Chris comes back in and he starts dicking around. It's a very funny tape, but it's 90 minutes of us working on Want.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
But we used to practice a lot without Lisa. It's not necessary.
Why?
The band needs to be tight.
Yeah, no.
I would just waltz and sing on top.
No, you never even came. We would just book practices because
just to learn.
You're fine. Yeah, you don't need to come in there, blow your voice out with a bunch of nutnicks playing the intro of a song over and over and over again.
Real Phil Spector shit right there.
Yeah, and it was like we didn't have a lot of bands. It is very different today, Frank, as you know, that like an actual band is a rare thing. And when I was recording this new Requiem album, I was doing it knowing full well that every pop song on the radio, a human being never touched. It's all done in the box. Every keyboard is in the box. Every drum is in the box. every guitar is from a loop package. There's very little real playing on modern music. There's
Agreed.
real singing, but that's cut up and it's like a whole thing. So when I did this record, I was very adamant about doing full takes and having a take where I go, oh, I blew that. And then I go, as Lisa said, who cares? That's what makes it meaty. Like, I blew it. So
Mistakes
they're
are
all
interesting and things like that.
yeah, they're all it's all full takes. It's all the real instruments. It's all pulling out like I have a Yamaha keyboard here. It's not the Juno that we used to use, but we love the Yamaha sound. Yeah.
I still have a Juno 60. I love that thing.
Yeah, they're great. And I pulled out my Yamaha, at which had great bell sounds, but not much else, and used it like did it the same way the band was, because that was what Requiem was. We were a live band, and I think a lot of records today are not honoring, and I'm not talking about AI and slop and any of that kind of stuff. That's obvious, but just like a real good pop song is written by a million people.
It's a corporate. It's corporate.
It's a corporate event, and I wanted to birth something into the world that was like it was. Like, this is really listening to an album that was done like it was 1994.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we recorded digitally back then, so it's not like,
not like there's any
there's no real
stuff,
change.
no cut-ups,
Yeah, the first album was recorded on tape. Those recorded an 8-track on tape, but we were kids and we never got a chance to do overdubs. We never got a chance to fix things.
Right.
We just played it live. Do you remember that it was like the bass player for the 1910 Fruit Gum Company that was doing it?
It was his studio, right?
It was his studio, and he was recording it. No, that was done on ADAT. He's recording it on ADAT. And
the vinyl, right? The 6-song.
No, it was done on tape. It was done on tape. It was done on 1-inch tape. And when he mixed it to VHS, because that was what people were doing then. It was a way to make a DAT without a DAT.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get a mix down because he needed to tape Next Gen. Do you remember that? I was at the studio and he's like, I can't use the VCR because I'm taping Next Gen.
That band.
Star Trek. He's taping Star Trek off the TV.
That's amazing.
And I'm waiting in the studio for him to do a mix down, and he's taping Star Trek.
The Star Trek nerds have their own, and bless the whole thing, have their own specific
don't get me started.
Intensity about it.
Yeah,
so
don't get me started, because for me it's original series only.
Next Gen's I go the whole way.
Yeah, no shade.
I know.
I'm Lisa, I'm OS, but I have such a DS9 boner. Oh my God, I love Deep Space Nine. I love it so much. But yes, when I think about Star Trek, I'm like, it's dressing like Spock. That's what I think about Star Trek.
Yeah.
But regardless, we had to wait for a guy to tape Star Trek so we could mix it for us onto a VHS tape.
At least you didn't tape over your album with Star Trek, though. That would have been the real.
There might even be Star Trek on the tape, like if you play it. But that was
shit.
It was transitional technology that they realized the Helioscan head of a VHS gave you a better signal than just mixing it to a 15 IPS half track. So they were mixing to VHS for a month, and that was the month that we were there. And it was a guy from the 1910 Fruit Gum Company with a hit like Yummy, 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 I Have Love in My Tummy. Yeah.
That's a damn, I mean, people remember that song. It's pretty so I'm surprised there's no influence from that song heard though.
No, here's a guy behind a booth going, you guys want to do it again? And we're looking at our wallets going, no.
Can you imagine though, that cross section of time?
Yeah, he must have just been like, what the fuck is this shit?
No, it was so weird. We were so weird. It was so weird. We're so weird. I don't know. Every time we went to the studio. Go ahead.
You'd think, I mean, at that point, it was like 1990, 91, right? So the goths were a thing, I'm surprised you'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah. But they were doing.
You would think, Frank.
You'd think. I don't know. I wasn't. Yeah.
Exactly.
They were sounding like London After Midnight or Dance.
Right.
There wasn't any goth bands at that point doing Black Sabbath with an opera singer. It just was so.
Yeah, it just wasn't a sound. We had created our own sound based on, if you think about bands, nothing springs from the void. They come from somewhere. Like Echo and the Bunnymen. Echo and the Bunnymen is an updated Doors, and through their aesthetics and incompetency comes a perfect sound.
Yeah.
Because Will played one way, and you know, this happened. So I could only play hard rock music. Chris could only play overplaying. You know, bright ding ding. Like that was in his heart. Lisa could only sing opera, and we bullied a drummer to do this thing that I had stuck in my head since seeing Swans. You know what I mean? Just like, that's how drums should be played. Come on, as hard as you can. Like just tom. Like there's
oh my God, the Swan. Remember?
Yeah, it was like
them live at the Rat in '85, I think.
Oof.
Yes. That was the Raping of the Slave moment. And it was like,
sat on the monitor and I thought I'd never have children after that.
Yes. of the, it was like, and it was not a lot of people there. Remember, it was us. Holy Cow was there. A few like diehard weird people were there. Very small audience. And Swan's just like, oh my God, it was just, you didn't know what was going to happen. Suddenly you just hear
punishing.
Flicking his hair, he's doing the
and the best. Like that was when Al was playing bass. It was like, oh, it was the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Delicious,
life changing. And then like a month later, Cocteau Twins came through, and I saw that, and I'm like, I don't know what to like.
What do you do?
Why bother? It was like when Dead Can Dance first album came out. I almost hung it up. I heard that record. I'm like,
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it in the store.
Yeah.
I got physically sick and mad.
I'm like, they're doing what
we want to do.
They're doing what we wanted to do, but could not do by circumstance, incompetence, all these things. Like they just had it together. I was like, you motherfuckers. But luckily, Dead Can Dance became something totally different.
So there's never sound like that again. Yeah.
Yeah. That first album was Frank.
Yeah.
And I love Aeon. I love all the later stuff, which that to me is actually later. It's early stuff, but like I love all that stuff. But that first Garden, the first EP, is just perfect. Fuck you, it's so good.
And the power we entrust the love advocated gives me chills.
My God,
time.
That bass part is a masterpiece.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. So when that came out, I was just like, I give up.
We give up.
Yeah, there were two moments where I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. That and when More Syphilitica was on tour and we were playing with Hosiko and How Job.
Wow, that's a flip.
Yeah. Thank you. So, you know, like Hosiko plays, everybody loves it. They're like Cenobites. It's awesome. And then More Syphilitica plays. All the people in like vinyl and, you know, young, attractive people in vinyl back up. And all these like dudes with long hair and t-shirts and their begrudging girlfriends move forward and watch More Syphilitica. Then they back up, and then the beautiful young goths come forward again to watch How Job.
My God.
And at that point I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's like
get on that bill. Yeah.
We were doing it. We got on the bill because
Project Fest, right?
No, Cleopatra. Cleopatra.
Who do have that big split between like classic Corpus Delicti and definitely making future pop compilations for the masses. Yes, that makes total sense.
So because it was Cleopatra, which you're right, has this great divide. You know what I mean? There's March Violets, and then there's like Hosiko. You know, like there's this huge divide. So
and it's working for them. So why change it? You know,
it works. It works for them. It does not work live.
Our Cruise Shadows, and we played with Cruise Shadows, and it was like disco. And then we're playing this hard rock opera. It just did not go.
Yeah, but then
like it was it just we there was no place for More Syphilitica. It only worked when we played alone or when we toured with the Autumns, who had a similar outlook.
So
yeah,
they're wonderful.
Yeah, and when we toured with the Autumns, and I think one tour we did with the Autumns, Matt, the singer of the Autumns, was a bass player for More Syphilitica.
That's right.
Yeah,
love More Syphilitica. I think one of the best matches we had was when Typo Negative requested Requiem in White open for them. I would have toured with them for the rest of my life. I thought it was a great match.
That was perfect because the audience got it. The audience got it. They're like, oh, it's like dark. It's like dark rock. Like we were not a metal band.
But
We
I
were a rock
love
band.
metal. I've always loved it. I always will.
Yes, like there was a place at least in my heart, that Celtic Frost and Venom can never be
Never
replaced.
be
Like,
replaced.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're just the Celtic Frost I still listen to.
Me
They're
too.
perfect.
I still mess with those Venom records. That
Oh
first
my
one's really
God.
great.
Oh my God, I love them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so good.
But so what about the project thing? I mean, you guys fit on the label, I thought. I mean, like, I loved all the stuff at the time. That's why I came into you guys. I think when I went to go see the festival, I was already like hanging with the Love Spirals Downward stuff and Lycia and all that. So how'd that factor in here for you?
Well,
I don't
it was you. I think you were really getting me into all the shoegaze Britpop stuff.
I was getting into like that kind of thing. There was a band on, what were they called? Low Sunday Ghost Machine.
I was just speaking with them the other day. I love them. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard Shane's a good dude. Yeah.
I heard Low Sunday Ghost Machine. I'm like, now we're talking. It was one of those moments where I'm like, I was sick. Like, goth really went down the toilet. I heard Low Sunday Ghost Machine, and what was the other one? It was like one guy and maybe another guy. No.
On Project, then, for sure?
On Project. You can do this, Frank.
I could do this. Give me a little more to go on. Did they have a...
Yeah, I think he ended up teaching guitar.
It wasn't... Okay, so I'm trying to think of who's on... So definitely not On To Ashes. Definitely not... we talked about Low Sunday. Not Love Spirals Downward. Oh, God, what am I doing here? Oh, God, not Mira were probably too... Well, Mira were shoegazy.
Mira's awesome.
Mira's awesome. I loved Mira. Yeah, I really liked Mira a lot. They were the one I was actually...
Not His Name Is Alive. Is that 4AD?
That's 4AD.
That was 4AD.
That's Warren. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Audra, Brett, who I'm pretty close with.
Audra.
Yeah, I love. Okay, good. Thank you. I was hoping it was Audra. I love Audra. Yeah. I love them.
Audra was amazing. They had a great sound. They were the nicest people you could ever meet. Lisa and I were just like, I want to be an Audra. Like, we didn't care about Morris that much. We're like, let's be an Audra. Hello, sweetheart.
This is Gavin.
Oh,
hello. Gavin. Oh, give him a kiss. Give him a kiss.
Give him a kiss on him.
Oh, the Baba. Oh, my.
Very quietly, you can play your video games.
My little buddy. Gavin is adorable.
So
yeah, his name's Gavin. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So Audra,
okay. So
Audra. Oh,
yeah,
so good.
But we got on Project not because we were like minds. We got on Project because I was friends with Sam, and Sam just threw us like I'll put it out. Like there was no contract.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, nobody's putting it out. I'll put it out if you want. And I'm fine, And when he moved to Portland, it was like, oh, we're changing stuff. I'm like, fine. Sam and I always had a whatever relationship. It wasn't a big deal. Yeah. So when we did Project Fest, it was fine, and we got to. Low Sunday Ghost Machine, Mira, and Audra especially. Like, we wanted to play right after that. Like, we wanted to be in that slot because
did you?
I love those guys.
I taped by the way, I had that little stupid tape recorder that I used to have forever. I taped the Placebo show. I taped that whole thing, and I think my mom lost the entire collection of tapes, which had both your sets on it. They probably would have been very thin and not too bass heavy or anything, because it's like it's like the kind of thing you use for voice memos, but it's what I had. I was like 19. And I recorded everything. I think the acoustic sets came out great, because I think you did one, Audra did one, Christopher did. That's how I saw Judith. And like Android Lust did one, which was bizarre because they're electronic.
There wasn't any from Michael, what's his name?
There must have been. Human Drama, there must have been one.
Yeah, because
I know he played that night.
You can't not do it. That stuff works best acoustic.
Yeah, his stuff is really great acoustic, especially.
Yeah,
I remember all of that, and God, yeah. So I had them all on tape. I wish I still had them. I would have loved to have sent them your way.
But
so that's what the whole.
Yeah, Doc, you were introducing me to all the Britpop stuff, like Blur, and Pulp, and Suede.
All the Britpop and the early and slow dive and all that stuff that was happening.
That's still my favorite stuff. A lot of that. That's where I came into any of this music was from Britpop.
It was for me like what got me out of my funk and kind of ruined us for music is because goth had become terrible.
Yeah,
and I couldn't do it in a vacuum. And now I can. I can just do it in a vacuum because the way music is consumed now is like you don't care if there's a scene. There's somebody on Spotify that wants to hear it. Like you can do whatever you want. Yeah. So back then it was very sceney, so I stopped caring. But I heard Loveless, and I was like, well, now I get it again. Like I was going through an existential funk of like, I didn't care about music. I was like, I don't like anything happening. Then I heard Loveless and I'm like, oh my God, I get it again.
And then like all my favorite music is not just one scene. It takes a bit from here, a bit from there. You can throw like you can throw a Ronettes track against like, put that in with some goth stuff and then throw some shoegaze. That's what's interesting to me, those cross sections with like a freestyle beat under it. And none of those things sound like they work on paper, but I love when they do, and I love when they come together, and I love when
every band is that. Every band is a bunch of people's influences.
And it should be, yeah.
And it comes together. But the thing with like Requiem and Morse is that it was two people with a lot of influences. Like Lisa and I would listen to Queen, Steeleye Span, Venom, and like all in the same 5 minutes. Ultravox, like I went through a Midure phase.
Midure, but also I would listen to like who's the Polka King? Lawrence Welk.
I don't remember.
No, you like
you also Lisa was the fucking weirdo in the band. Like I was for me, I was like listening to like stuff that like heart, like this is the perfect music, like this is Claude Debussy, like this is all that matters. And Lisa was like listening to like Ralph Records weird shit.
And then Leslie
Zydeco,
like just weird. Snake Finger, and then Leslie Gore, and then opera, and then
the fucking Leslie Gore. Yeah, so it was like I didn't even want to be in the apartment. I'm like, I don't understand this bullshit you listen to, but like
bubblegum.
Those things are what made us sound like we did, is that we just had so many diverse places that you're not really taking from them, but those are Frank, as far as I'm concerned, you're more inspired by what you hate than what you love. It's really a negation of things. Like I remember there's a song, the first song on the new Requiem album, there's a palm mute chug, right? Which I used to do in Requiem, so I didn't feel bad doing it. But I brooded over it. I'm like, am I meddling? Am I doing metal? I'm like, no, you used to do this in every song. You would just palm mute a chug. But because, Degen and all that kind of music came out, I was like, I don't know I think Requiem is all open chord. I'm like, no, it's not. Stop being an idiot. But like I was trying to avoid things more than I was trying to do things. Like these aren't the things that Requiem is. Requiem is an assemblage of its hates.
Well, I don't know. That's a pretty good ending point, I think. Just it is an assemblage of our hates. Done. Mic drop.
Full quote.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was good seeing you, Frank. You look great.
Yeah, you guys too. It's been a while. It's been a long time. Whenever you're both in the city again, let me know. It'd be great to.
I'm related to the Elf King line, which is the older I get, the more I look like just a Targaryen or whatever those things are called. It's like I've stopped being a human and have gone into Elf King.
We mixing our George R. R. Martin and our Lord of the Rings here.
You can for some of it, except for the sexy parts. Yeah,
that's right.
Eating because my mom always told me she didn't get wrinkles because she just kept staying fat and eating.
Is that what you were doing? I forgot how I forgot your eye color, Lisa. You have that like fucked up, really light colored eyes.
Yeah.
Which of course, when we were a couple, I was like, they are enchanting. But I thought you just had blue eyes. I'm like, you don't. You have like gray eyes.
Yeah.
And they really come through on the camera. Yeah, no, it's actually
yeah. Weird, right?
Always beautiful. Yeah.
After chemo, my hair came in this color, and everybody wants to know where I got it done, and I'm like, cancer. And so I was trying to just
can't really recommend that. Yeah.
I was trying to do my Terry Nunn tips, and I'm not a good painter like you. My hand is like this, so it went everywhere. So
it still works. I was piebald for years.
I like it. So it's fun.
I think it looks great. I know a lot of women are actually kind of embracing the gray and those spots like that, and it's actually really great to see. I remember a friend of mine, oh God, like 15 years ago, started just really going with it. And it was like radiant, So there you go.
It's cool. It's cool.
People ask me where I get this. It's like $1,000 a color.
It is 3 colors. That's why, not the black. Just you have like amber, white, and dark in that.
Yeah, it's weird.
In the back, yeah.
Yours is like
I like the black framing. Mine is what I would call champagne blonde. You're welcome.
It's extraordinary.
It grows out of my head. It is a champagne blonde, and it is lovely. It's like an angel. If you were to touch it, you would immediately become pregnant. Everybody.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it gives.
It's why I wear shades, because if you look into these, you fall in love. So I don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, this is we're gonna put this out on video, so we don't want to. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. No.
Yeah, do not fall in love with the idiocy that is Duck Hammer. So yes, in a nutshell, I see more stuff for Requiem. We don't know how. Great. As far as live goes, there needs to be a Vakken or something that gives a rat's ass to get us together to play. We need like an actual show.
You can't just play a Tuesday night. Go ahead, Lisa. Sorry.
We couldn't do any of the goth festivals in Europe. We were invited all the time, but Duck can't fly.
I can fly now. Okay. I just anesthetize myself with
because they're still
anti-allergens. Yeah, I Benadryl myself into a stoop.
Aren't there still some Gothic festivals over there? I know that
there's Wave Gothic Treffen for sure.
Yeah, I know the Circle was like talking to me about doing something live, and I was like, I don't know.
And there's a New York festival that happens every year. It's Murder of Crows, but it's we played the Harrow played the first one, and then now they've got. I've been trying to get them to book in also the Trees.
Are they well attended?
Yeah, they get Bowery Ballroom, and they're pretty much every goth in the tri-state area, and then some get together, and it's a big thing. Yeah, William Faith played it another year ago. I think they get like 45 Grave last year. I mean, so there are certainly names.
Mary is still alive.
Love her.
Maybe I may be thinking the wrong. Either way, Murder of Crows still exists, and that's a New York festival. They have it every October-ish. I want to say, or maybe end of summer.
Well,
end of summer.
If somebody got a hold of us, we are not proactive. If somebody got a hold of us and wanted it to happen, there's a possibility. It's not like, could you sing live? Would you do it, Lisa?
I can try to sing live. I mean, the neuropathy and everything that got dried out, like I'd have to constantly be hydrating.
I don't care about the mechanics. Can you do it?
Done it in
all right.
Years.
I know I could play out live.
You saw me in Radiana in 2015.
Yeah, and you sounded great.
Okay, thanks. Then I guess I can.
Yeah, you can. And you can.
So, and William Faith attends them, so we can always get him if that was.
I could email William and send him tracks and get him on board.
If you have
I'm sure he'd love it.
If you've got a rehearsal space up by you, we can just drive up. Levi and I can just drive up from here.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. If we have a city drummer, then we'll just have to book time in the city. Can you drive to the city?
It's not as easy, but yeah, it could be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Well, how about this, Frank?
Yeah.
The right show, I could see us getting back together again. There's no bad blood. There's no inability. It's simply training a band to be able to do this. And it's a 4-piece. It's just a singer, a guitar player, a drummer, and a bass player. That's it. A keyboard player would be nice, but I can get Alex from my old band to learn that part. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, hey, that's it'd be cool, for especially for those of us. A, for those who were there. B, for those of us who never could, who were too young at the time, or little babies.
It will blow your mind.
Oh, yeah, you go.
It was so good. It was so good. It was just feedback.
No, it was a really, really cool live show, I gotta say.
We had a great live show. So, yeah, we would do it if it was a special thing, and a New York festival would be great because then we wanted to travel. So I wouldn't count it out. But as far as recording goes, Lisa and I are just getting into a groove. And we don't do this because we expect anybody to listen. We don't do this because, we're trying to get, our last hurrah. We do this because we love music and we make something that I think is incredibly special and is there to put more beauty in the world. Why the fuck not?
Well, also,
you know what I mean?
I'm not going to do this without you or Steve. So I don't have.
Yeah. It keeps Lisa out there. Yeah.
We need more beauty in this world. So honestly, that's a really great thing to keep that going.
I can't ask anybody to be in a band with me because check this out. Every single band I've been in, one person has died. Every single band.
Right. Yeah.
Every band.
Yeah, you're a murderer. You killed Haji and Chris and
Chris,
Steve.
my guitarist from high school from Fallout. Ross.
Oh my God,
Ross,
you're a curse.
He shot himself. The bass player for ADX, Ross, died a couple years ago. Yeah.
Well, Requiem's pre-disastered. We already lost our Requiem members, so we're fine
Requiem's
there.
pre-disastered. Radiana, Steve died, so that's pre-disastered. Morsa Politica Haji died, that's pre-disastered. And that
all fair game.
Yeah, all fair game.
We're never gonna get a drummer now. You just you put
like
the juju on him.
It's gonna be like Spinal Tap.
It's like we're literally Spinal Tap. He's gonna blow up and become a stain on a drum stool.
It's Spinal
Tap.
Yeah, it's funny because I have singer problems, not drummer problems. I can't keep a singer to save my life.
You know what I did, Frank? I stopped. I just learned how to do it myself.
You just did it yourself, yeah.
I hate my voice. I hate singing. The only reason I started is because I hate it. I'm like, I'll be good at it. I hate it. But I got sick of singers. This is the worst people. Present company accepted.
Yeah, of course.
But like, there was a point I got sick of Lisa's voice. I'm like, I don't know if I could write any more music for screaming fucking opera.
Voice. I'm sick of my voice. I got.
But you know what, Lisa? I can't wait to write music for screaming fucking opera.
It's the time for it to come. It's come back around again.
But listen,
things have changed.
All right, we'll do that, and we'll also do Radiana, which is more Kim Deal, like more soft. It's very shoegaze.
Send it over to me. I'll see what I can do with it.
Yeah, there's some cool shit on there. It's very shoegaze. Very.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Awesome. So ready. Yeah, May 21st. This record's going to be. I mean, I love it. It's going to be really good. I hope people are really excited about it. I know people are. So
it is. I am so proud of this record. Like, in all honesty, it's the only record that I've ever made that I listened to. Like, I'll just put it on. I want to hear because it sounds so. It's not just me. It's Lisa's on there. It's different from what I do. I was really being Requiem, and I like it. I mean, if that album came out and I was just somebody who liked music, I'd put it on and go, boom! I love this album.
It's really good.
It's good. It's good.
When I was still cursing you the whole time. It's so fucking hard to sing.
It's not going to get any better.
Yep.
And I know where your low end is now.
Yeah,
and I know what you can't do.
The upper and low got diminished from the cancer. I'm not gonna lie, they got diminished.
Yeah, no, but your upper end is still better than your. I was making you sing like close to Nico. Baritone.
You're fucking making me do Nico.
Yeah, it sounded great. It's low in the mix. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So there you go, Frank. That is the story of Requiem in White and why we're back. We're back because I did not like our last record.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, and people could argue with that. They could listen to it and go, "It's nice." It has the CD.
That was the first one I got. That was the first one I got. Yeah, I found that at the Rhino Records in Warwick. At the it was not Warwick. It was in New Paltz, and I found it on CD. I knew Moore's already, so that's the first Requiem I heard was that CD. So
wow.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing what strikes people at different times.
It's
right?
fine, and I will say that Centuries is still a banger. It's a great song.
It's a banger.
I like what's on Sand and Kiss is track 2.
Sand and Kiss, yeah.
That one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not a banger.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a banger.
I wrote that, so I'm like, it sucks. So I can't.
Back when I was doing all of my really teenage Ophelia lyrics.
Yeah. That is true. Some of the lyrics back then that Lisa did were just like she was giving. She's like, please, you write the lyrics because I keep writing about women drowning in water. I'm like, I got you.
Oh my God, I have a new video coming with opera with exactly that, with Ophelia references. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. The Waterhouse painting ruined everybody. It ruined us.
It's still after hundreds of years.
I have the Malay on my wall.
Oh, there is it.
Yeah, exactly.
Behind the veil. Yeah,
I have it up.
That was Elizabeth Siddall. Rossetti's girlfriend.
She almost died.
Not at the time.
Yeah,
she was just a stunner at the time, but it was the woman who is Ophelia in that that painting. That John Everett Millay did that. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was who turned out to be Rossetti's wife, who later died of a horrific laudanum addiction. Yeah.
Damn.
But where's Laudanum when we need it now?
Where's who? Laudanum?
Where's it now, man?
It's called OxyContin now.
Yeah. That's not been working out too well now.
Yeah. Laudanum didn't work out either. They're all heroin derivatives.
And fentanyl too. Oh my God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Speaking of painting, though, actually, I did have one thing we didn't talk about. Did you do the cover art, Doc?
I did the cover art for both things. Yes, I did the cover art for both. Of course. Well, what am I going to?
Well, I know you did
farm
it for
that out.
I don't. I expected not, but I know that your work is usually, like it's usually, people, So
I'm a figurative painter. That was done. That was
Wait,
that was a photographic.
Those trees?
No, that's a photographic process because I'm a figurative painter.
Wow.
So that was done through that is a photograph of my side yard. That's gorgeous. I didn't have to go in. It was just a stormy day. I went out, took photos, and then did photo treatments. So yeah, I did the cover, but you got to remember, Frank, that 3 people knew about this record while it was happening. There was Maria from Circle, there was Lisa, and there was me. We told nobody.
It was secret.
It was a complete secret because I just wanted. There was something special when a record just drops. There wasn't a hubbub. There's no hey guys, I'm just updating. I'm working on the tracks now. I don't fucking care. I just want to get a band that I loved from back in the day to make a record in that same feeling of the day they stopped doing it, to just drop an album. My shit would pour out if Sex Gang got together and did something like Sebastian. I'd be like, yes, finally. You know what I mean?
Undiluted this way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's pure.
I didn't want to make a thing about it and see if anybody cares. Let's test the waters. Fuck the waters.
You don't want anybody's influences coming in and it was what their expectations are and all that.
It was just a quiet thing between a band and Maria's such a cheerleader.
Yeah,
a lot of it was done for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, would you want to put out some new stuff? She's like, definitely. So it was, we had our fan base, Maria. We had our band, Lisa and I, and that's all we needed. We didn't need anybody else. Yeah,
exactly. I'll do it again, but let's do some Shoegaze too.
Well, it's happening. We'll keep doing it.
Do you have a tape of that old Boston band Peeling Autumn?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Can you make me a copy?
And they're actually an old Florida band.
Can you make me a copy? I fucking love them.
I will try to make you a copy.
I don't know them.
Peeling Autumn. Oh my God, they're so good. Just like Rash of Stabbings, we would go see that in Boston.
You want to know why I might not make you a copy? Because there's one lick they had that I just want to straight up lift.
I
don't think anybody's going to know. I mean, we can clip this part off if you really want to keep that on the DL.
I just want to lift it. I played with it. It's a perfect ascending scale. 4th, 5th, 4th, 5th. It's not genius, but
send
God
it to me.
damn it.
I'm not going to judge you.
All right, I have to turn it to digital and I'll get it to you. It takes a while.
And we were talking Rash of Stabbings. I actually do. I you said nobody knew about them. I don't have the LP, but I have a digital copy of it. And I know they were on a Dr. Death compilation, weren't they?
You can probably on YouTube find what I consider their heyday, which is Cities Rise to Fall. So put in Rash of Stabbings.
There it is. I have it. I have Shell Shocked. It's on Shell Shocked Ride, track 7.
Yeah. So Cities Rise to Fall, that era.
I need to
listen to the bass. Listen to that bass, Frank. It's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who else had a bass sound begrudgingly? Because I hate talking about this band. The Cure, that bass sound.
Never heard of them.
I agree.
So exactly. That I wasn't a Cure fan because it was too obvious, but
me either.
That bass sound, when I heard Fascination Street, I'm like, fuck you.
It's fucking great. Yeah.
Fuck you idiot. It's so perfect.
That's how I felt about the Smiths too. I hate Morrissey, but I was like, Johnny Marr, what the fuck?
Oh my, the whole band, dude.
Oh my.
Marr, of course, perfect. But the whole band, and even Morrissey, who sings over everything, he's a train wreck.
Yeah.
It just works. It just
worked
works.
for a bit. It worked for a bit, and then stopped working. But it worked at least for the first couple solo records too.
It's. I don't give a shit about the solo records. But
sorry, you're filed right next to it. Unfortunately, right next to Viva 8, which I do like a lot. But so there's some touch there.
Yeah, but I don't know who played. Who's the bass player for the Cure at that?
Simon Gallup. It's always Simon Gallup.
Yeah, Gallup. Yeah, God damn it. He had that. And he also knew how to hold the bass. That thing was nice and low.
I ripped everything off from him. Everything I ever done.
Nice and low. Chris probably stole his power stance from Simon Gallup.
Yeah. I'm talking power stance. Dude, the same double leg low.
Chris had that wide
from what's his name in X. the guitarist in it.
Oh, no, he did love X. God, Chris loved John Doe.
I remember in high school, like we both fought to call the radio station to win the X album, and I won, and he was so mad at me.
Yeah, he loved John Doe. I like X,
Who's the guitar
but I never
player?
shared that.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Billy Zoom? You asking about the guitar player?
That's him. That's
yeah,
him.
he's like Billy Zoom.
Well, Billy Zoom was like the grown-up in a band full of morons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he really like a great older player. Not that, believe me, John Doe is no moron. He's fucking amazing.
No.
He had an acting career.
Yeah.
Wrote beautiful songs. Exene is a goddess.
Oh.
They're a great band. Even DJ Bonebreak was good. It was a good band.
A really good band.
But yeah, it was a good band. But I could talk about music all day long, Frank.
We should do a follow-up then. We should do a follow-up version.
I have one more
if you want to,
I have one. I have one more question before. Yeah, let's do follow up. Both of you. So, Doc, first, what was the best live show you ever saw?
You might have even been there. It was I don't know what part of, I think it might have been, I don't know who I was dating, but it was at Woody's in Manhattan, and the band was Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry.
It was me.
And they blew they had a fucking live drummer, and they usually use a drum machine.
I know, he was
and when they did like
that Blow era,
they did. It was the Blow tour.
Yeah, that's such a good record.
It was the Blow tour, and they did talk about the weather. It was like boom, 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 with a live drummer.
Yeah, I remember going like.
And Chris Reed is so fucking mesmer. I love Chris. That show. I didn't expect it. I found out about it late.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just dragged Lisa and we're like, let's go watch this.
Oh my God.
And it was you. And they were so good. You know that I think Executive Slacks opened up for that.
Is Ethan.
Ethan. Yeah.
Ethan.
Yeah.
You know that Ethan's brother is Constantine on the Voice or whatever? And Debbie Diamond dated him.
Yes. Well, who didn't Debbie Diamond date? Good night, everybody.
Not one of our best friends from LA.
Yes, she spent some time in the Derudy column. She was part of the Derudy column for a while.
Really good.
Wow.
Yeah, really good.
And then so that was one of my best shows I've ever seen. Seeing the Cult touring. What was that album called? Their first album,
Dreamtime.
Cult touring Dreamtime. I think it might have been before I met Lisa.
No, we saw them
touring Dreamtime.
We saw them in Boston.
Was amazing. I saw them I had to go to New Haven. Not New Haven. No, Hartford. Go to Hartford to see that. What a nightmare.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I saw that. That was fucking amazing. And the show that I literally shed tears for was seeing John Cale during his like Fragments of a Rainy Season moment. And it was just him. And I think they had a cellist.
I was there.
Played piano.
That was at the Sound Factory or whatever, Spaghetti, whatever you call it.
I went and saw it at like every show I could get. And then he toured again with the Creatures, but like the first one I saw him every time they played, and that was so unbelievable. And then there was like, you know what show will always stick in my head? Specimen.
Really?
Huh. Wow.
Specimen.
They're probably a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was like the channel. Yeah, Specimen displayed. It was like way in the beginning. I don't know if we were dating yet, but like it was way in the beginning. It was in the 80s, and like they just played the channel. It was like
I didn't.
It was great.
Didn't you?
It was great.
Didn't you see Adam and the Ants when they came through? And I was so jealous.
I have seen Adam and the Ants and Adam Ant. Yeah, I saw both. I saw the Friend or Foe and the last of them with the Ants. Amazing. I just saw Adam and the Ants on their last tour. Amazing.
Like 7 years ago, I saw him. He still
No, I just saw him last year.
Last year he came back and I totally missed it.
Yeah.
Still out. I went to Connecticut to see him. There are two bands that I've seen almost every time they toured to the point of I'm like, maybe I won't go this year, which is Echo and the Bunnymen. I've seen them probably 20 times. Adam and the Ants, I've seen them or just Adam Ant in whatever iteration, probably 8-9 times.
Okay.
I just keep going.
Can I say my most memorable show?
Please.
3 most memorable shows were at the Channel in Boston. It was the fucking Cramps.
God. Yeah.
Holy fucking
passing on seeing them.
Ivy, she's my idol. Sonic Youth was there, was great. And what was the third one? Butthole Surfers was it with
Wait, what's the second one? Just Sonic Youth?
Sonic Youth was really good.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Are you joking?
I thought they were boring when I saw them, but they also just did only Daydream Nation
Wasn't
and
my
a park, and
favorite. Wasn't my
and it wasn't that great.
Wasn't my favorite, but
Thank you, Frank.
But I love them. Some of their records a lot.
On album like Evil and stuff, like there are some
Evol's
great.
Perfect. That's the one I love.
They've
They played nothing
made
from Evol. Nothing.
I will never say anything
Just
bad about
last
that band. They made some perfect music. I saw them and my back hurt and I wanted to go home. I don't know what show
you must have
I
had a good
saw.
show. You must have had a good one. I've heard they were probably sometimes my show felt like the Grateful Dead. I was like, I'm seeing the Grateful Dead. It was like,
yeah, when I
weird.
saw Cocteau Twins, like way back in the day, it was too weird to really understand, and the guitar was louder than her voice. And it was really weird, but I remember going like, this is amazing. But like, it was a really odd mix. It sounded like a rock band. I remember when I got the record, I'm like, that's not what they sounded like live. And of course, Swans.
Yeah. Swans at the Rat. It's
life-changing.
It's life-changing. And Nick Cave in New York and Dead Can Dance in New York wasn't bad either.
Yeah, when we first saw, we also saw, I don't know if you did, but I saw Nick Cave in the Boston too, when he was doing Mercy Seat tour.
Oh, look. I don't remember.
That was a lot. That was another show at the end. I'm like, please don't do Knock, my back is killing me. And I'm not going anywhere, but please, just for me. Like I didn't want to miss anything, but like I don't want to be here anymore. But he did come back on to Knocker, the bastard. Yeah, we saw a lot of great stuff. The Damned at the channel, remember that?
I've yet to see The Damned.
Every
time they play, I'm like, I'll go next time. And then like,
next time, not gonna be a lot
time's
of
gonna run up. I know. I'm aware.
Not gonna be a lot of next
thinking on that shit.
Yeah.
And they're not a band like that I couldn't see in the 80s. It's not like they took 30 years off. Like I've had ample opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell my problem
is.
Yeah.
I'll keep running through like my favorite shows. Ministry, they were touring Cold Life. I saw them tour
early Ministry then.
Yeah.
Wow,
I saw them tour with Sympathy.
Shit.
Their first American tour.
I played on that tour with ADX. We opened up.
I saw them in Providence,
and I was like,
and then I saw them do their Cold Life tour, which was even better because they had horn section. It's fucking ridiculous. And then Nina Hagen played, and I had a friend who knew Nina Hagen, and we were all at a restaurant together, and Nina Hagen was very mean to me.
Yeah, I remember what she said to you.
Yes, I drank her iced tea accidentally, and she said, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And she goes, get away from me, you nasty little boy. she talked like that. And I was like, I'm like, hey.
Well, talk like you sing like you talk.
You nasty little boy.
Sounds like a good.
I would have been.
I was probably like 16. I was a kid.
I would have been thrilled. Like, yes, please hit me.
I was a sensitive boy. Here's a band that I saw, and I'm like, I got to stop playing music now. It was Bad Brains in Rhode Island.
Oh, cool.
Fuck you! I didn't see that.
Yeah, and HR was hanging upside down off the light kit, which is going like this. And I was like, we're all going to die. This place is going to burn down. And he's hanging upside down. And I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I didn't get to go see them when they were with the last tour with Misfits. I was too young. I couldn't get.
Oh, this was like right after Rock for Light. This is early when I was like a hardcore kid.
I could never get a ride to that shit.
Yeah, I was like a hardcore kid. So I saw every hardcore band that went through.
Jealous.
Yeah, I saw obviously Black Flag. I saw the Dead Kennedys, all the mainstream stuff. Minor Threat saw a million times. MDC, which is either Millions of Dead Cops or Multiple Death Corporation.
Yeah, the Dead Cops one is the version I know.
Yeah. So I like every hardcore band that came. That was my roots, hardcore music, because I couldn't play guitar, and that's what you did when you can play guitar.
Well, you were in a hardcore band called Chaotic Faith.
Chaotic Faith. We were terrible, and we relied on like stripping or wearing diapers, or like just anybody to get. We had a bass player who was so drunk that he played the first song all the way through play one song, play once, and every time it was a new song, he'd just start that song again. And I was kind of like trying to transpose and write new stuff over it. I was like, we were awful. There you go, the history. What was your favorite show, Frank?
Okay, well, I have to give a couple because you've both given a couple, so you've set the stage for this.
I give up 20. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so Two really early ones. I mean, I hate to say this, but it was seeing the because we don't talk about them. I guess is the first time I saw the Cure on the Bloodflowers tour. Got to remember I was born '82, so I didn't see all the '80s heyday things. So with the Bloodflowers tour, seeing them at PNC Center, all the way in the back, almost lawn, to the point where this drunken guy is giving us hugs the whole time. Whatever, it didn't matter. I did not know they played 3-hour sets. I did not know they drew from like deep cuts. So seeing that blew my little teenage mind. So that was one. That's a really memorable one. It might have also been my second concert ever. So that was, very formative. And I've done nothing but rip the Cure off my entire life since then. So obviously that did something right. Number two, I actually want to say is a year or so later when I saw Placebo on the Black Market Music Tour at Irving Plaza, and with Idlewild, this band Idlewild, who were fantastic.
Yeah,
really,
I was there.
Yeah. You were there?
I was there.
I bet you were. There. That was one of my favorite things ever. Just the 1-2 punch of the opener and the thing, it just blew my face off, and my back hurt, but in a good way. I was like 20 tops, and I was like, damn, my back hurts after
Frank,
that.
Did you ever like Scarfo, Frank? Scarfo?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that was like, because I was a fan of Scarfo, and when I heard Placebo, I'm like, somebody made it work. Somebody made this band, yeah. Somebody made this band work.
And Placebo were on fire. At that point, they only had the 3 records, and all of them were great. No bullshit. And they played B-sides. And then I saw
you're saying there's no bullshit. Stop it. If you're saying there's a bad Placebo record, you're drunk.
The newer ones haven't clicked with me. I should spend more time with them. But the first 4 are just flawless. I mean, flawless album.
I'm telling you this as an authority. I'm speaking down to you. Listen to me right now. There are 2 bands that are incapable of making bad records. Suede and Placebo.
I will totally give you Suede. I actually will not.
And
even
if
argue
you
Placebo.
don't like the Placebo album, you're not listening to it enough.
I just need to listen to it enough. Exactly
it's
right.
It's amazing.
I will do my penance. Forgive me, Father, for sin.
You wouldn't put Pulp and Blur in that.
Blur up there.
No, Blur haven't made
that guy.
The last
he does Gorillas. I mean, that guy's
exactly. The last Suede album was only a few years ago.
The last record. No, last year even.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
They're 2 more. They're darkest, like they're heaviest.
Yes,
whatever.
They're becoming more syphiliticas. Suede. Okay, they're amazing. Suede pooped on my doorstep, I'd eat it. They cannot fail, in my opinion. And there is something that we have to do as fans, and it is called deep trust. And I find when I was young, I made a lot of mistakes. Lisa and I were watching, it was probably like Wire or Peter Murphy back in the day.
Wire doesn't make a bad record, but go on. Exactly. I love Wire.
Yeah, including Colin Newman's Weird Shit.
Love it. That's a great example. So, back to you.
Lisa and I were watching Wire perform, and I think the Pixies opened up, and Lisa and I were both like, who cares? Like, what's the big deal about? And then later we listened to it, and we're like, oh, this is good. Yeah. This is good. And it's like, awesome. Yeah, and it was like one of my favorite albums of all time is Frank Black's Teenager of the Year.
My God,
it is
so good.
It's perfect. It's if I feel bad, I put that album on. It's perfect. It's so good. Yeah. It's like a best of in one album. But at the moment, I missed it. I didn't care. I went and saw Tool when I was young at like CBGB's, and I was like, who cares? And 5 years later, I'm like, you love him. You were jealous. I'm like, I was jealous. And I realized Tool was amazing.
Remember when we saw Maynard in Geronimo, New Mexico? In that.
Yes, because we're in more. Yeah. Yeah, we saw Maynard eating.
We saw Maynard. Yeah. So his sister lives in Sedona or something, and there was Geronimo is in this mountain, and it was it was like a minor village with like prostitutes in the 1800s.
And a cafe that we ate at. It was very nice.
And we're walking.
There might be prostitutes there too. You just didn't look hard.
Yeah.
We visited,
so it's like.
Yeah.
I learned something when I was young, which is to stop poo-pooing the new record because I'm going to end up loving it. Because you do. I remember when like a Chameleons album came out. Like, what's the last one with Swamp Thing?
Strange Times. Yeah.
Oh, Strange Times.
Yeah, that came out. I'm like, sell out, throw it away. It's one of the greatest albums ever made.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a script guy, but yeah, I understand. Yeah,
Yeah, I was a script guy too, but I didn't. I treated every new album like a douche. Like I was very stupid. And now when an album comes out from a band I love, I'm just thankful and I'm contrite and I'm like, I'm a fan finally, or I'm like, I don't care what you do. Thank you for doing it. I don't.
I would agree with you because, and here's why. And actually, I apologize for the placebo thing. I got to give that another shot. Fairly, I know I'm wrong about it.
It's going to make your life better.
Because I have done this with bands. I forgive everything The Cure puts out, even if it's not the fans' favorite.
Oh my God, when Blood Flowers came out, I'm like, who cares? Now,
I love it. I love
album.
it. It's and same thing with like, I mean, I'm a lifer with Bowie. Even something like the Smashing Pumpkins, who I know has had a post 2000s quality dip. I still love it because I'm just thankful for more music from this guy. Forgetting his personality, but whatever. Talking about the music only,
I don't care about his personality.
I'll forgive
anything.
It, you know?
Anything he's on, even like Malibu by Hole. Like anytime I could smell him on that, I'm like, it's going to be good.
It's gonna be a genius
The guy
song,
knows. The guy loves. We love the same thing. It's going to be great.
Exactly.
He's a kindred spirit.
So there are bands I'm lifers with. I guess I think I don't know what happened with Placebo. Maybe the last time I saw them, when there was just seemed to be a lot more like just it might have been the crowd entirely. It's like Tool fans, exactly. Tool fans ruin Tool, or Radiohead fans ruin Radiohead, right? But then you know, something like Placebo fans were kind of getting a little too much for me, I think, at the time when I stopped listening. So like,
I'm telling you, every band that goes into the studio is trying to make art for you. And if you don't connect with it, you can't just dismiss it. You go,
that's right.
Let me connect with you again. Like this has become a very important thing for me and for art. Like you've made the connection. They brought you in, Tool included, regardless of their fans that think Tool, sun rises and sets on Tool
or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Just once you accept it, let the new stuff in. Let me tell you this: it's only trying to please you.
That's right.
Nobody's making an album because they want to shit on your childhood memories.
Very right.
And those memories are still there. Look, if somebody doesn't like the new Requiem album and they're like, doesn't sound like old Requiem, first of all, they're nuts. But secondly, the old Requiem, are not pulling it off the shelves. You still have that. Now you have something more that you can let into your hearts. And like, that is a good, beautiful thing. That is how we should live our lives. Let in these lovely things. Lisa and I only worked out of love. That was it. We loved the music. We loved each other. We loved just performing, and we loved it. And that's what's in this record. It's love.
Yeah. And you noticed that when Steve died and my mom died, I just didn't want to do music anymore. So thank you for still being here. Do not die.
Don't. Yeah, well, the curse is you've already enacted your curse.
Cursed. It's all done.
We're pre-disaster.
Just don't change our name, because then you're one of.
No, I mean our connection, Lisa. Again, we don't talk. Our connection, Lisa, is foundation of stone, and that it was only a matter of time before something made us go, why not? And literally nobody fucking cares. That's the beauty of having no eyes on you. Like if I was in Paramore right now, I'd be like, nope, F you. Too many people want to see this happen, but nobody wants to see it happen. So it's a beautiful time to make something like beautiful.
Just for beauty's sake.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Yeah. Thank you both so much for this interview. Again, the new Requiem In White album is out May 21st on Circle Music. And any quick closing words for y'all?
Thanks for caring.
Yeah, who cares? What do you got this? Like, yeah. Anybody listening to this or watching this, I don't know what medium these things go out on, but wow. Thanks for caring for this long and getting to the end. There's so many things to grab your attention.
Yeah.
Requiem in White, getting back together. Like, okay. Okay. Love you both. Take care.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.